touchdown. Oh my, Queen Stevens with
A little bit more room. Hey, thumb on the football. Big man, scramble it.
Action pass to him. He fires to the top. One-handed catch.
Buchanan Simons is open. Breaks the tackle. This is going to be a 70-yard touchdown. Buchanan Simons.
Over the top, and that might be the most impressive interception all day.
What a shoot.
Breaking through a tackle.
Oh, no.
What a ridiculous sequence of events.
He's got Heath McDaniel Jr. inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Carolina.
The kick is blocked from Zuderveld. It's loose.
How? What?
And welcome to Sim Football Pregame along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine, and we are so excited to bring you Simulation Football League playoff action today. Good afternoon, Mike.
Hey, good afternoon, Cam. Man, it's nothing like playoff football. Man, the air smells different around here. There's, a little chill in the air. It's playoff time in the SFL.
Yes, it is, and we've got a great matchup here today. London is taking on Arizona coming up next, and Mike, London has never been to the playoffs in 8 seasons. They're one of the league's biggest markets, most prominent teams, has some of the most prominent players like Johnny Pickler and Vin Calya and who else is on that team? Trying to think of who else is on the team. Oh, yeah, you, Mike. You're back in the playoffs.
Hey, back in the playoff camp for the 3rd season in a row, man. I couldn't be happier to be here.
Yeah, and Arizona, first playoff game at home since they bought the team and moved it from Oklahoma City to Arizona. So the state of Arizona getting a taste of SFL playoff football today. Ashley Jackson, the first female quarterback in the league, is involved in this game. It should be a fun match. It is a star-studded matchup here this afternoon, Mike, and I just can't wait to get it going.
Yeah, Cam, as you mentioned, star-studded matchup, and then you mentioned London also, first time in team history making it to the playoffs. And you did mention, some of the stars on the team, Johnny Pickler, Vin Calya, and myself. But this team, Cam, has really come on strong defensively with a lot of the defensive additions that London had in the offseason. Anthony Wyo, he leads the team in interceptions with 7. Cam Frosby came over from Sioux Falls with 9 sacks to lead the team. And the defense has really stepped up here lately and allowed London to get into the playoffs. But it's not going to be easy, Cam, as you mentioned. Arizona, they have a lot of defensive weapons as well on that front 4 of that defensive line. Between 3 of them, Cam, 26 sacks between Alex Constantine, Mark Mello, and Dede Sacks. And Dede Sacks leads the way with 11. So Johnny Pickler's day is going, his work is going to be cut out for him today. But it's going to be up to that offensive line of London to protect him so he can find his weapons on offense.
Here's what's happened so far in the SFL playoffs. Earlier today, Las Vegas pulled the upset on Queen City. Highlights of that game coming up at the half. 34-20, Vegas gets the win. Depending upon if St. Louis or Vancouver wins that last game of the weekend, that will shape the matchups for the quarterfinal round as Baltimore, Atlanta, Mexico City, and Florida are sitting at home right now.
Yeah, this is a huge win for Vegas today. 2nd consecutive win in the playoffs, advancing to the quarterfinals. And they have to be moving on. And if things can work out, maybe they will have a rematch with Florida. But I'm sure right now in that Vegas locker room, they're happy with whomever they may meet in the 2nd round.
They won on the road last season against St. Louis in the opening round, and before eventually falling to Florida in quarterfinals. They could still play Florida in a rematch of the quarterfinals. That's if St. Louis wins tomorrow at 6. LA and Charleston also tomorrow. But London and Arizona comes your way here on Next Level Sports in about 25 minutes time after we are done with pregame. Earlier this week, Mike, we caught up with some of the greats in the SFL who play for London and Arizona. And first up, we talked to Arizona's tight end and scout Will Todd. And Mike, this guy has been beloved by Eddie Gage ever since he came into the league. Such a hard worker for the organization and is a great SFL contributor.
Yeah, Cam, you heard about Will Todd. I mean, when he first came into the league, spent his rookie season over in Atlanta, and he built a name for it and representation for himself, right off the bat in this league, and he was a highly sought after free agent. He was a backup tight end over there in Atlanta. He wanted an opportunity to be a number one, and man, he won the heart of Eddie Gage and went over there to Arizona, and Eddie cannot stop singing the praises of Will Todd.
You'll find out why next. Our conversation with Will Todd in our next People Behind Players segment. Today on People Behind Players, we have the tight end and scout of the Arizona Scorpions. It's Will Todd. How are you, Will?
I'm great, Cam. Thanks for having me on. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Will, man, glad you could come on with us today. Man, you are in Arizona, one of my favorite organizations in this league. I have much love for Eddie Gage and Ashley Jackson over there. I've been on a couple of panels with you with Ashley Jackson as well. But it's your first team first season over there in Arizona. What was it like coming over from Atlanta and going into a locker room like Arizona? Is there a difference in the locker rooms, or is there some comparisons of the two? But I know Arizona has a reputation of a great locker room. What's your experience been like over there?
Sure. First off, Atlanta, I love being in Atlanta. They had a great locker room, a great owner coach, and Mark Chisholm. It was a great place, but I was a tight end too. Mm-hmm. And after that first season there with them, they were going to go back to a 3 wideout system. And rather than convert, I said, I wanted to go out in free agency and at least try to get a tight end one someplace. And Eddie and I had struck up a rapport even prior to my being drafted to Atlanta. And so one of the first teams that I reached out to when I made that decision was Arizona. And he and I struck up a good conversation. There were some personnel things that were going on with his team that it looked like there was going to be a tight end one available at Arizona. Ashley and I clicked pretty early on in that process. DJ Moses, we talked quite a bit. So they really made it a welcoming experience and an easy decision to go ahead and sign with them. As far as the differences in the locker room, they're pretty comparable. Arizona's locker room might not be quite as energetic. When you've got Siege and Swole in your locker room, it's going to be hopping all the time, like Atlanta's does. But it's a good locker room, very positive. And the folks that are in the locker room frequently, they just make it a joy to be a part of that team.
Well, you scout for Arizona. Most people at home may not realize the amount of time, energy, and effort that goes into trying to win these football games in which we have no control over. At home, it just looks like we're setting the controllers to the middle and saying, let's go. But that is not the case, right? You handle a lot of behind-the-scenes work. Describe to a person at home watching the SFL the amount of work and effort that a team like Arizona might put into a game plan in any given week.
Well, you've got the layer of scouts and scouting, and our responsibility is to watch at least a game and preferably more than one game of your upcoming opponent and try to identify the plays that they run, the frequency with which they run them, and any other tendencies that they might have. And you're not going to do that in one run of an hour and a half, hour and 45-minute game. It usually takes me between 2.5 and 3.5 hours per game to try to get information about that upcoming opponent in that game. Then you turn around and you end up giving that to your coaches, which in my case is Eddie, and then he has to digest that information. And then with his knowledge of the game, try to come up with a game plan that will take advantage of any gaps or weaknesses that he sees in those tendencies. But it does it. It's easy to sit and watch an hour and 45-minute game and say, well, they either did or didn't do a good job getting ready for that team. But the time that it takes to get ready every week is pretty substantial, and you've got to be willing to put in the time if you're going to try to fill one of those roles.
And then the other team puts in stuff and blows it all up, right? Sometimes.
Sure. Or Cam's Xbox, has a bad day.
Okay, sure. That put another quarter in the jar over there.
That's it.
But Will, speaking of scouting and things and game planning, huge playoff game, Arizona and London. What do you without giving away your game plan, obviously, because I'm sitting right here, member of the London Knights. What do you expect to see out of this matchup this weekend? How are you going to shut down? What's your intention to shut down the London passing game? We don't run the ball a lot, but what are you guys looking at to how do you see this matchup going?
Well, I think it's going to be a great game. I don't think that there's much chance of it being a blowout either way. I think that both teams have the ability to play great defense, and of course the receiving core on the London team is pretty good. But the receiving team,
they're pretty good, Will.
They're pretty good. That's what I said. Yeah. So
Arizona too.
But Arizona's receiving core is pretty good too.
Yeah.
And and we do run quite a bit. As far as shutting down London's offense, I think our goal is going to be to try to control it enough to allow our defense to make some plays, and then get our offense back on the field where we can, hopefully do some damage. But I don't think there's going to be any shutdown to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, playing for Eddie Gage is, or must be, since I don't have any experience with that, but an experience all to itself. The guy is, first of all, such a good guy outside of the SFL, great family man, but also just has a great heart, big heart, and cares so much about this team. Describe what it's like playing for him, because I can only imagine how thrilling it must be, to play for someone that packs that much emotion into what he does for the team.
Right. Eddie is, even though this is quote unquote just a game, Eddie is passionate about his team. He's passionate about his players. I mean, when he comes into the locker room and he starts talking to individuals, EJ DeQ or Alex Constantine or whomever, Parker Thomas, and they're sharing real life things, and he's talking to them about those real life things. It's obvious that he's not just blowing smoke. He actually cares, and the passion that you see whenever he's doing an interview or a podcast or whatever, that's real. I mean, every day that you hear him in the locker room, or you watch a sim with him or whatever, he demonstrates that same passion. And that's one of the things that I really, really appreciate about this team is, this is a fun hobby. It's a fun diversion. But at the same time, he wants, and it makes all of us want to do just as well as we possibly can. And, it's one reason why I'm willing to put in the hours to help that process out, because again, if he's going to sacrifice to the degree that he does, and if I'm really invested in this process, I want to contribute as much as I can.
Before we let you go, Will, who is Will Todd off the field?
Yeah, Todd Anderson. Live here in South Central Missouri in the great town of Rolla, and I am a retired mechanical engineer. I spent 32 years working for the U.S. Army at Fort Leonard Wood, and had a great career out there, and now I am fully employed doing whatever my wife tells me to do. So.
That is a very unique way to announce that you have a career change.
That's right.
Great. That's great, Will. Hey, thanks for joining us today, Will. Great. Good luck against London. It's been a great season for Arizona, and we wish you all the best.
All right. Thanks, Cam. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, good luck. Good luck today, Will.
All right.
Will Todd is a great guy. A great guy, Mike, and he has helped Eddie get the best out of that pass rush. Dede Sachs has been phenomenal. particularly, but Alex Constantine, Max Knight, that defensive front going to be a test for Pickler today.
Yeah, Cam, they're definitely going to be a test. The offensive line of London are going to be put to the test. Number one pick, Perrin Barr is going to be put to the test. Big free agent pickup, Butch Mariner, he's going to have to come through today and help keep a clean pocket for Johnny Pickler to be able to do damage on this Arizona secondary. And I want to speak about that secondary for a quick second, Cam. In seasons past, we saw a bunch of ball hawks back there. They have names in that secondary that we really didn't hear a lot of this season, as far as getting on the interception totals and things like that. So it's going to be imperative that defensive line puts pressure and gives Pickler as little time as possible, so they can attack that secondary.
It's going to be fun watching Everett Garrison take on Vin Calia. St. Green matched up against Iverson Gamble. There's going to be some great one-on-one matchups out of the outside. Both these teams like to get a little aggressive defensively, so we're going to see how that all turns out. Well, Will Todd, like you said, from South Central Missouri, Vin Calia of London, out of New York. They come from all over, Mike, and we'll talk with Vin after the break as Sim Football pregame rolls on here from the SFL Studios, London and Arizona. Kickoff coming up here in a little bit. Pregame continues next on NXT. Welcome back to Sim Football pregame with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. And as we get set for London and Arizona, we continue to preview this matchup. A lot at stake for both teams, Mike, but for Arizona, after losing a couple of games coming into the season, they're trying to get the magic back they had kind of middle to end of the season, where they dominated Los Angeles, dominated Vancouver. I mean, they shut these teams down to the point where it almost looked like they were being choked, right? That they couldn't breathe. It was just a tremendous job by the Arizona defense, and they need to get back to that today if they want to win.
Yeah, they definitely need to get back to that today. And Cam, if I can go back real quickly to the previous game, and mentioning Arizona, going into the playoffs, maybe that matters how you're playing coming into the playoffs. Arizona's lost their last couple of games. They during the course of the season, they've had a hiccup here or there. You remember they were the first victory for San Diego in team history. They've had some hiccups like that along the way, and maybe coming into the playoffs kind of stumbling a little bit, that can maybe make you second guess yourself coming in. But the thing is, they are division champions. They're above 500. They've been to the playoffs before. They went last season. But of course they have a experienced coach in Eddie Gage, and I think they're going to be fine coming in and well prepared. But but when you're coming in on a losing streak, that does maybe plant a seed of doubt a little bit.
Just to make sure people can't say you're biased, Mike, what's the best thing you like about Arizona?
I'll say this, Cam. Way
I was going to say, don't wait too long.
Yeah, I mean, way back in the ancient days of non-contract players, I spent my non-contract season with Arizona. I pretty much I love everything about that organization and that locker room, and have made many friends from over there and great relationships. So what's not to like? I mean, just a great run organization, and other than today, I wish them all the luck in the world.
Well, the test for Arizona's defense may not be any greater than the London passing game today, and that passing attack is led by Vin Calya, who doubled his career-high numbers this season in a phenomenal season for the London Knights, and him alongside yourself and the rest of this passing attack, including Benji Matson. We can't forget about that. I mean, he has just been exceptional for this offense. 4 touchdowns in one half, even earlier in a game this year.
Yeah, Cam, Vin has been, totally amazing. I mean, almost exceeding all of his career stats this season. If you would double his stats from this season, they would eclipse his stats from his first 3 seasons. I mean, he's been truly amazing. Also a great teammate, always supportive in the locker room. 14 touchdowns, tied for the league lead in touchdown receptions this season. 97 catches, and 3 away from that magical 100 that would have given London 3 100 receivers on the season. He's just been totally amazing, and the numbers back it up.
There may be no one more nervous for this game and this interview than the great Vin Calya, and you get to meet him next. Welcome to the latest edition of People Behind Players, and it has happened, ladies and gentlemen. I am outnumbered by London wide receivers. It's Mike St. Green, and Vin Calya is our guest today. How you doing, Vin?
Gentlemen, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Hey, Vin, glad you could join us, man. As Cam mentioned, man, my teammate. I've enjoyed playing alongside of you this season. And, man, let's talk about this season. If you add up your numbers from this season, if you did that twice, it would eclipse your numbers coming in for your entire career. What was this season like for you, being able to, come just short of 100 catches? You led the league tied for the league lead in touchdown receptions, and you're second in targets overall. What was it like, after the first 3 seasons, seeing your production, and this season just blowing up and having a career season?
Oh, it's great, Mike. Thanks, and I do have to thank you for that. Being on the other side with Saren, and of course I got to thank Johnny UK, who has come over and he supplies us the rock. He's had a great year, and yourself, what you guys did to the locker room, there's not a better place to play right now.
Vin, you've been on this team for a while, and you've been through all the ups and downs of this franchise, and you finally made it to the playoffs. Can you speak to your belief in the organization and being a Knight?
For sure I can. I mean, yeah, it was tough in the beginning, but from the top with Liam, going through all the management, I believe in all of them, really. Liam's a great guy. He took me on to this team and trusted me. And with Chad, I believe in everything he says. I follow what he, his program on checking in with my progression weekly. And I really have him and the rest of the guys to thank for, the player I've become and the team we've become, because we really believe in all of ourselves. I don't want to go anywhere.
Right, and then as Cam mentioned, you've been in London 4 seasons, and this season it was we had an influx of free agents in London. What were the subtle differences that you saw as you kind of mentioned, the additions to myself and Johnny coming to the locker room. What was the subtle differences that you saw from when you first came to London and what we see in the London locker room and organization now?
Well, what I could say about Johnny is, he gets, you either love him or you hate him. And I know we love him because we see what he brings to the locker room. He really is our vocal leader. I'm one of the captains. I'm more on the quiet side, but I make my comments here and there in the locker room. But Johnny really, he brings us together, win or lose. He's up. He brings us up. And Mike, like I said, you're a veteran, and it was not just you. We got guys on the defensive side. I could run down names left and right. It seems like Chad and the rest of the guys made all the right decisions this offseason, and that's what got us in the playoffs. Hopefully, we'll see what we do this weekend and go from there. Hopefully everyone stays together, and who knows what we could do.
Vin, who gets the most annoyed that Chad Rowland jumps off sides all the time?
I can't go there. I can't.
No comment.
I'll find myself on a bench if
I think it's me, Cam. You don't see me behind the scenes. How it gets to me a little bit. But one quick question too, Vin, about the playoffs. I have been fortunate enough to third season in the league. I've been in the playoffs all 3 seasons. This is your first playoffs, man. I know the excitement level of the playoffs. I can't explain that to you, man, until the game starts. Today. But what are your feelings going into your first playoff game?
A little bit nervous. I'll have to lean on you for that one, Mike, since you got all the experience. Hopefully I don't drop my first pass. But I think once we get on that field, everyone will be relaxed, and our talents will prove, how far we'll go.
Who is Vin off the field, Mr. Kalia? And Kalia is the correct pronunciation for all the broadcasters out there who don't know. But yeah, who are you off the field?
Who am I? I'm a father. I have a daughter in college, upstate New York. My son's in a barber chair as we speak right now. He's in high school. I work for Verizon, the phone company, in real life. Love all kinds of sports. My Yankees, they got knocked out of the playoffs. But go Astros, because I hate the Red Sox. So Mike's got his Astro shirt on today. Other than that, I'm glad I found the SFL because it's enjoyable to no end for me. And you guys are all good people. I wish I could make it to one of the conventions. Who knows? Maybe in the future I could get down to one of them.
And we've got a lot of people up there in Northeast, particularly New York, that they're waiting for the tour to come up a little bit closer that way. So we certainly recognize that and can't wait to meet everybody. Do you have a favorite SFL moment, Vin, in your last 2 years here?
Let's see. I can tell you one of the moments that was touching was probably the worst game that I played in my career is when your announcers recognized my mom passing away from cancer. That just was touching, and all the guys in the locker room, saying the kind words. I think I was like 2 for 8 that game with 5 drop passes.
Oh, wow.
Coincidentally, but that was one of the better moments. And then stat-wise, I think I had a game this year with like 15 catches for 250 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Oh, in the first half almost.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
That was that felt great. Other than that, making the playoffs, hopefully tomorrow or this weekend, I should say, that'll be my next favorite moment and go on from there.
It's all about moments, right, Vin? I mean, that's what we're trying to create here.
Exactly. Yes, that's what it's all about.
All right, Vin. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. We know you got a busy schedule and prep for this big game you got going on in Arizona. It's probably going to be a little hotter there than it is in London usually. So rest up.
Thank you very much for having me, Cam. Mike, I'll see you in the locker room, pal.
Hey, same here, buddy. See you in the locker room, man. We're going to go get them today.
Yep. Take care, guys.
Great stuff from Vin Calia there. And, you know, I had forgotten about his, you know, his mom passing away and then him playing there shortly after. But he will never forget that, right? And the acknowledgement and the family, you know, we try to help our own through the tough times. And that's what's important. That all that mattered. It didn't matter that he had a bad game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and Cam, I say this like a broken record every time we have a players behind, you know, person behind the players segment. It's always one of my, you know, more favorite things that we do here, and getting to know these guys and you know, seeing what's important to them and what brought them to the league, and just getting to, you know a little bit more about the players that we see on the field, man. It's always great hearing about this type of stuff.
Let's get back to football with a preview here of London and Arizona. This is what the stats look like for the teams. What sticks out to you in the key comparisons for how these teams have done this season?
Basically, this is one of your classic great offense against great defense matchup, Cam. You see London there, 16 points scored. Arizona, they're 12th least point, first and least points allowed. So it's going to be a classic, you know, great offense against great defense. Typically, they say the defense comes out on top, but you know, London, they've been firing away at teams all season long, and here they are in the playoffs. So we're going to see how that matchup goes today. And as we mentioned earlier, it's going to all come down in the trenches. Can London keep a clean pocket for Johnny Pickler, and as well as that London defense, we cannot overlook them. As we mentioned, William Davidson and Cam Crosby up front. Can they get pressure on Ashley Jackson? But that London secondary, they tend to can get turnovers. And Ashley Jackson, she's prone to, throw a couple of interceptions here or there. Can they turn her over? And that's going to be a huge key in what's going to happen today.
And that's a wrap on our pregame, London and Arizona. You have any final thoughts, Mike?
Yeah, Cam, I got to get out of here, man. I got to get down to the field. I'll see you at halftime.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a walk-off if I've ever seen one. St. Green getting down to the field. London and Arizona coming up next after this break. You're watching the SFL playoffs on Next Level Sports. See you on the other side.
Next Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
We're in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. Everybody get ready for this SFL playoff matchup in the wild card division here. And you have the Arizona Scorpions hosting the London Knights. I am your play-by-play commentator tonight alongside my good partner, Ramos Lynn. Ramos, how are you doing? We also have, statisticians on for today. We have Jacob Clear and we also have Mark Mello. Thank you guys for being with us and working behind the scenes in the trucks to make sure that we're looking good here with all of the stats that is needed for this game. Ramos, sir, please tell me about the hype that's behind this game and what are your takes for this matchup?
Well, for London, I mean, this is their first playoff game. Very, very well deserved. They have a very potent offense. For the Arizona Scorpions, obviously they are, their brand is the defensive side of the football, but I think offensively they're very underrated. You have DJ Moses at the running back position, who's a dual threat, and receiving the ball, you have Donnie Hands, James Hands, who are incredible, and Ashley Jackson, who's a gunslinger for sure. I think we're going to see a lot of fireworks, and whatever the over-under is, I think we're going to get the over.
I think I totally agree with you because we do have some gunslingers here. And you stated that Arizona is known for their defense. Last season, they ranked probably towards the bottom of the barrel at 22. This season, they come in with the #1 defense with points allowed, only allowing 19 points per game. And I think the defense for Arizona will have to get things done because this London offense, Ramos, loves to throw the ball, and they love to throw the long ball, should we say.
Yeah, and you're such a good point. If I'm Arizona, we're going to see them on defense first. If I'm Arizona, I'm training every single down as a passing down. Even if it's a 3rd and inches, I'm treating every single play as a passing down. So it's going to be interesting to see if Vin, Kalia, Mike St. Green, and company can get over the top and, burn them for big gains.
And here is on the return from the London Knights. That is Seren Storm. With the first return of the game here, and let's call off the London Knights offensive players. We have at quarterback Johnny Pickler, halfback is Robert Merrill. Your wide receivers for London are Seren Storm, Mike St. Green, Vin Kalia, tight end Benji Matson, and we do have guards Perrin Ibrera and Butch Minner. Johnny Pickler comes shotgun formation for a wide receiver set here. He does have Robert Merrill in the backfield with him. 3-2 defense is Arizona. 2-step drop, out route down to the bottom of the field. That pass is complete. 4-yard pickup by Mike St. Green.
Yeah, and this is basically the London's offense. It's a kind of like a run-and-shoot kind of offense. And for those who don't know, a run-and-shoot offense is an offense with 1 running back and 4 wide receivers. They do have a very good tight end, of course, but I think we're going to see a lot of 4 wide receiver sets with 1 running back, as you see again on the field. Press man-to-man coverage here for the Arizona Scorpions, forcing Johnny Pickler to beat him one-on-one.
Yeah, here it is. There's a pressure from the defense, and down goes Pickler. With a 7-yard loss there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you don't get open quickly, you have those big guys like Mello and company coming at you. So it's another passing play here for the London Knights, 2 out of 2, and we're going to see 3 out of 3 here on a shotgun straight formation, another man-to-man coverage.
Yeah, Arizona's going to go man-to-man again in a dime formation. 90-yard slants right across the middle of the field to the tight end. Matson, and he's going to be short of the first down there, Ramos. 4th and 3 for London. They got to punt it away.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And that sack coming in handy, of course, just forcing into a 3rd and 13. And that was a cover 2. And what cover 2 is meant to do is not get beat over the top. So it's okay, you can take the 10 yards, but just make the tackle behind the line of gain and get off the field.
Absolutely. Defensive players for the Arizona Scorpions. We have D.D. Sachs is the defensive end, along with Mark Mello. Defensive tackles is Alex Constantine, Max Knight. Linebackers, you have Joey Tropicana, Sean Moore. And your cornerbacks, we have Iverson Gamble, Parker Thomas, Everett Garrison. And for the safeties, we have Bernard Smith IV and Eddie Gage, the legend, who sits back there in the backfield, roaming as a robber, taking everything that is thrown his way. For this Arizona offense, who comes out now with Ashley Jackson as the quarterback, and London is out in looks like a 3-3 defense here. Here's Jackson on a 4-step drop, pump fake, got everybody jumping complete down the middle of the field to Donnie Hands.
Yeah, the London Knights showing a three-man front as well. Both teams showing three-man fronts, expecting the pass. But that one was a quick slant route, wide open, no pressure on the QB, and getting close to midfield already is the Scorpions, who quickly go in a shotgun and also kind of show a run and shoot kind of offense with one running back and 4 wide receivers.
They come out in gun quads here. Look for the play action here. There's Ashley Jackson out route to the top of the field. That pass is complete, picks up 5 more yards, and Arizona is graciously moving down the field. That's Donnie Hand's second reception today. Ramos, let me introduce this Arizona Scorpions offense. You have Ashley Jackson at quarterback. Your halfback is DJ Moses the second. Your wide receivers are Donnie Hands, James Hens, who are brothers, and TJ Punk. We have tight end Will Todd, who we saw earlier in the broadcast, in that interview. And you have your offensive linemen, Sean Crook and EJ DeQ. Here's Jackson, cross the middle. That pass is complete. This time it's to James Hands, the brother, the number 1 receiver for this offense.
All right, making a good tackle is the defense, just short of the line of gain. It's going to be a 3rd and inches at the 46-yard line, and I think this is a good time to put DJ Moses in some sort of I formation.
Yeah.
Yep, he's going to be in the I here, and just run it right up the middle. Just right up the middle.
Here's
Nothing
30
fancy.
Inches. The defense looks like they're going to bring pressure. Oh, there's a false encroachment by the defensive tackle.
Yep, that's 5 yards. First down.
Looks like Cam Frosby that was.
That's inexcusable. I mean, you're right.
That was William Davidson.
Yeah, and again, that's inexcusable. You're right on the ball. There's no. Yeah, I mean, you're looking right on the ball and just jumping off sides. Not a very good play right there by the veteran.
He basically gave them the first down. It was 3rd and inches. Now it's 1st and 10 here for Arizona. They come out in that same formation. Handoff here to DJ Moses right up the middle of the field. Looks like he's going to pick up 2 yards on that carry. Defensive players here for the London Knights. We have defensive ends, Selwyn Lane, Chad Rowland. Defensive tackles is William Davidson and Cam Frosby. Linebackers are Jeff Gagne, Tony Roberto, and Telly Mack Scarborough. Cornerbacks are Tanner Hendricks, Brandon Ewing, Emmanuel Blackman, and your safeties are Anthony Wayo and Rain Rie. Here is Jackson, dumps it off to Moses, and Moses, makes a man miss. Couldn't break the other one, Ramos.
He couldn't, but good enough to get to the 36-yard line, which is effectively field goal range. Obviously, Arizona looking to get a touchdown to start their game, but at least they can get 3 points as long as they don't get sacked or obviously turn the ball over. We may see another 3 or 4 wide receiver set, as you see it right there. Look for the deep post route.
3 wide receivers to the left of Ashley Jackson. 2-step drop, throws an out route down to the bottom of to Hands. That is complete. Hands is going to be 3 yards short of the first down, 4th and 3. I don't think they're in field goal range, so therefore they may have to punt this one away.
It all depends on the wind, actually. I think they are. This will be about a 51-yard field goal attempt. It will depend on the wind. And no, you're right. They're going to punt it. I think the wind may be against them.
Yeah, they're going to bring out Clouds here. Brian Clouds, that is, to punt this ball away to Seren Storm. And Ramos, so far, it has basically been defense so far this first quarter. And this one's going to bounce inside the 10, right at the goal line. Oh, they're going to call that it went inside of the end zone. They're going to call a touchback on it. And London will start their second possession at the 20-yard line with 6 minutes and 33 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I don't know what Parker Thomas was doing there. He just looked how the ball rolled into the end zone. He had a chance to to down it at about the 1-yard line, but a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, Johnny Pickler was 100% on his last possession. 2 for 2 for 14 yards. 4 wide receivers set. Goes through progression. Oh, he got pressure. That pass is intercepted right across the middle. Looked like one of the linebackers for Arizona came up with that one, and yes, it was Joey Tropicana.
Great pressure on the quarterback, and that basically forces the throw. It's a 4-man rush for Arizona. And, I mean, there's about 3 different offensive players in that area, and Tropicana gets the ball as Arizona immediately gets the ball back.
Outstanding play there for Arizona to come away with that interception. on Johnny Pickler. He's thrown 34 on the season. Here is Asher Jackson underneath the center, gives his handoff to Moses. Oh, spin move. Moses off to the races. The 10, the 5, and he crosses Hollywood Boulevard without a problem from the London defense.
Unbelievable cut right there. And then the spin move. And nobody touches him. What a great run by DJ Moses. You know, he's one of the few running backs in the SFL who actually jukes. You know, you normally see guys spinning or lowering the shoulder. He has a nasty juke move.
Yeah, you're right. We don't see the juke move as much. And that first jump cut that he made, oh man, it sent the defender to the other side of the field with his ankles broken and with an MCL tear as well. There's the extra point attempt. That one is good from Cliff Allen right down the middle. And Arizona jumps up 7-0 on the London Knights here early in the first quarter.
Yeah, and there's a saying that says that when you turn the ball over in the playoffs, you pay double. And that's exactly what happened right there. It's an interception already in scoring position for Arizona, and they immediately turn it into 7 points. And
right.
London has yet to have a first down here.
And here's a rainstorm on this third return here. Second kick return, third return overall. He had a punt return before the last possession there.
You know, and I understand. Sorry to cut you off, Damon. I understand, you know, being London, you have a run and shoot type of offense. Again, 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. You like to pass the ball. You have to keep the Scorpions defense honest a little bit. I think if you give the ball to Merrill a couple times, just to say, you know, Arizona, we are also willing to run the ball a little bit, because, you know, the passing is just not working great so far.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because if you continue to stay in a passive-aggressive offense here, it's going to leave those safeties deep, as we've seen Arizona play deep in the cover 2 all game long so far. Until you start running the ball, then you start getting those safeties to become a little bit more aggressive and coming up into the box to try to stop the run. But other than that, they're going to play deep, and it's going to be a problem for your offense all game long. Here's London in a 3 wide receiver set this time with a tight end on board, and there's a one-handed catch right across the middle of the field, and that is going to be short of the first down, 3rd and inches, and that is to Seren Storm. And I want to say that's Storm's first catch of the night or the afternoon.
Yeah, and so again, what Arizona is doing right now is cover 2. So cover 2, you have 2 safeties deep, expecting the pass. You cannot pass a team out of the cover 2. You got to run them out of it. If you run the ball, they can drop the safety down, but as long as they don't have a run, they don't have a reason why to drop the safety.
There's another interception, this time by Eric Garrison, the former Defensive Rookie of the Year. Johnny Pickler has thrown 2 interceptions on back-to-back possessions, Ramos.
Yes, he has, and he's one of the best ball hawk corners in the SFL. One-on-one is not very easy to do, but he recognizes the corner route. He gets outside leverage because obviously he knows the quarterback is going to throw the ball to the sideline pretty much. You know, he's trying to get the outside shoulder of the receiver, and in perfect position gets the pick. Look for hands at the top of the screen here on the post route, man.
And there's Donnie hands to the top, James down to the bottom. It's 50X spot. That pass is going to be deflected away.
Ooh.
Almost intercepted by Rain Rie.
And that was a post route.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that was a post route, and I thought the safety was going to play it underneath, but he did a great job at recovering and knocking the pass away.
Yeah, London Knights comes into this wild card matchup, ending the season on a 2-game winning streak. The biggest one was the last win of the season versus Baltimore, which was the upset of the season. Oh, he did not touch him! My goodness, what a play by the tight end. That is Will Todd. Caught that ball, fell down. No one touched him, and he got up and pursued to head towards the end zone.
Just like the offensive coordinator drew it up, making the catch, falling down. Whoop.
And Rain
that's the
right over him.
Yeah, that's the exact opposite thing from a hurdle. If there's an opposite thing from a hurdle, is just that. As A great play, great awareness, getting up and getting extra yardage for a first down. Look at this man-to-man coverage.
Yeah, there's 3-3 nickel here. I don't think they even have a safety back there. They're going to bring a jailhouse blitz. That pass is completed right across the middle to Donnie Hands. Was that a
great recognition? Yeah, great recognition right there for. Yeah, I think it is, and it's a great recognition here for Ashley Jackson as there's nobody covering the middle. And when I say nobody, I really mean nobody. That could have been a touchdown if it wasn't for Wyo.
Yeah.
I don't know what was that all about, but they were playing boundary defense, basically covering the sideline. That's normally what you do when you're trying to play some prevent defense essentially, and it didn't work.
Yeah, both of these teams are playing great man coverage defense. And there's another strike by Ashley. We've got a penalty on the play.
That's going to be defensive holding, Damon.
Yeah,
on the
I think
corner.
I saw it too, on the bottom of the field, right? In
Yeah.
the slot. Yeah.
Yep.
You're right, Ramos. It is on the defensive holding on number 22, and that is Tanner Hendricks.
Yeah, and it's going to be first down here for Arizona as we look at the numbers here for Jackson so far. Perfect to start the game, pretty much. Heavy set. Look for DJ Moses, at least to get the ball once.
Yeah, far formation. There's Moses right once again up the middle of the field. Picks up 3 yards.
Yeah, and this is a very underrated offense from Arizona, I believe, because they can do a little bit of everything. You saw the post route, you saw the slant. They can get off press man-to-man. They can run the ball from the heavy sets. And they go in another heavy formation. Give it the ball to Moses again.
I agree with you. 2-step drop here by Jackson. Strike to the back of the end zone is going to be incomplete. Target was for James Hands. And one thing about Arizona, Ramos, is that, as you were just stating, they are a really balanced offense.
Mm-hmm.
They basically run the ball pretty well, and they pass the ball pretty well. Ashley Jackson interceptions to touchdown ratio was lower this season compared to seasons before. 3 wide receivers set here. Looks like London's only going to bring 3 with that 3 lineman front. 2-step drop, pass across the middle of the field, incomplete. That was great coverage there by Hendricks. And that is going to force Arizona for a field goal here.
Yeah. I think both players, offense and defensive player, initiated contact. So I think it's a good call by the referee, just letting them play. It's the playoffs. Just let them play and see who's the better man one-on-one, and a good defensive play by the London Knights.
Yeah, but I don't think I've seen so much man-to-man coverage by 2 teams in such of an early start in the ball game as I did. Though that's a low snap there. That one's almost blocked on the attempt from Cliff Allen, and that one is good. And Arizona jumps up 10-0 here early, up on the London Knights.
Mm-hmm.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategizes are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. Got a little ahead of myself there. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Ramos, here is London's, I want to say their 4th possession here now. I think they, as you stated earlier, that they need to start getting the run game involved, and I totally agree with you that they should get Robert Mara involved. We saw a game this season where that London passed the ball, 68 times or so?
Yeah.
And they did not run the ball at all that game. Here they are now, empty backfield, shotgun, gun straight. It's a 90-yard slant, so 50 XA post. Here's the slants. Pickler steps up. That pass is tipped and almost caught by the tight end. Benji Matson could have caught that one there, and that would have been a first down for the Knights.
And this is a great coaching job by Mr. Eddie Gage, the head coach of this team. Is we're going to run man-to-man coverage, and we're going to do inside leverage only. And what that means is that the corners and linebackers, pretty much everybody on the defense, covers the inside shoulder of the receiver. Okay, if they get us on a corner route or an out route, it's okay. Just don't get beat on a post. Just don't get beat on a slant. We're going to be okay.
Here's Pickler once again in the shotgun formation. Robert Mara to his left. He goes out on the route to the top of the field. Looks like that is St. Green, and St. Green picks up the first down. No, I take that back. That's not St. Green.
Callie.
That is Vin Callia.
Yeah. And that's the out route. Again, because Arizona's running a lot of inside leverage. You know, if it's an out, if it's a corner, I mean, okay, just cover that slant. Mm-hmm. And cover the post routes.
And here is Arizona again, man pressure. Man coverage, that is. And there's a dump off to Mero, and Mero picks up a nice chunk of yards, that 7-yard gain there on that particular play.
You know, and on the previous drive, they had a 3rd and inches, and they went 4 wide receivers, from the shotgun. What that can tell us probably is they really don't have a power formation. They really don't have a goal line offense, like a short yardage kind of thing. They just like to go with all of those wide receivers and throw the ball around. And, it's good to move the ball in chunks, but when you get to 3rd and inches, it can get tricky.
There's a completion up to the top of the field there for the Knights, and they pick up the first down of the game here. Well, second first down, that is. That is Vin Callia again.
Yep. Yeah, that's a zone defense. We've seen a lot of man-to-man from the Scorpions. That was a little bit of zone, and London able to beat it that time. It's going to be a first down. It's Johnny Pickler. Rough start, 2 interceptions, but has been better on this possession. Look for the deep pass here. Maybe to Vin Callia.
This time, Arizona is not going to play man coverage. Gets a little pressure. Pickler goes deep. That pass is intercepted again by the Arizona Scorpions. This time, it is to Bernard Smith, the 4th.
That was a deep pass, and again, don't get beat inside. Is basically what's the lesson here for this defense, and that's a great job by the corner because he doesn't make the play, but what he does, he recognizes has help from the safety, so he gets the outside leverage this time, trail position, which is basically behind the wide receiver, just in case a comeback route or something happens, and he knows the safety has the post route covered.
Yeah, the Scorpions come out in a power I dump it off here to DJ Moses, and Moses is going to spin move. Almost breaks another tackle there. Picks up 8 yards on that reception. 2nd and 2 now for the Scorpions.
Yeah, and 2nd and 2 here at the 35. It seems that they're going to go into under center. Moses in the backfield. 2 tight ends, maybe a stretch play to Moses.
Here is Jackson. Lobs that one up. Oh, and that is dangerous. Almost intercepted. That was intended for Will Todd there. But my goodness, the London Knights was looking for that one. They had 3 defenders around Will Todd on that target.
Yeah, normally I don't mind a shot on 2nd and 2, but I don't think that was the right play in that kind of situation in that side of the field. And with that defense showing from London, I don't think that was a good decision, but they will have another shot on 3rd and 2. And look, there's 11 players in the box for London. Everybody is in the box.
I'm only seeing 1 safety deep. And there's a nice little route there by Will Todd. Picks up the first down. Looks like a tight end swing play there. And Ashley Jackson is having a great day with a QBR of 90.2 so far.
Yeah, it really is. Another good job by Will Todd picking up a first down. As really, Arizona managing this one perfectly. So far with 2 catches, 27 yards for 1 Will Todd, including that one in which he fell over and he was able to get a first down after standing up.
There's another strike there by Ashley Jackson. This time to James Hand. Comes away with that completion there. Picks up 6. 2nd and 4 now for Arizona. On that tackle there was Hendricks. And, man, Arizona looks like they're starting to get things moving, although they're gradually moving down the field here. Not any big shots as of yet from this Arizona offense that we've normally seen throughout the season.
Yeah, because they don't have to. They're running the ball pretty well. Obviously, Moses has a big touchdown, and they're passing the ball short pretty effectively.
Here's Jackson. Jackson's going to go down hard on that sack. I'm trying to get a number.
Rowland.
And, yeah, that is Chad Rowland. Comes away with that sack there. He comes right up the middle.
Yeah, completely unblocked. And I think Jackson had his tight end, her tight end, Will Todd, pretty open in the middle of the field and just didn't see him as they're going to go again 4 wide receivers.
Here's Jackson with a strike down the middle of the field. This is James Hands with that big reception for that first down to London's 24-yard line now. You're here watching the SFL playoffs presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Well, everybody, welcome back to the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. You're watching this SFL playoffs here in the Wild Card Division. Arizona Scorpions now have the ball. London Knights are on defense in white jerseys. Pump fake by Ashley Jackson. Another one-handed catch across the middle of the field. This time it's to Will Todd.
And this team is...
That's Punk.
TJ Punk, yeah. This Arizona team, man, they're not dropping anything, like offense or defense. We even saw Tropicana get an interception, and the receivers are just catching everything being thrown his way. Look for the play action that you were mentioning. Oh, maybe not.
There's a pass down to the bottom of the field. This is to a tight end here, and he's going to pick up the first down and more out to the London's 5-yard line now.
The backup tight end.
Yeah, that is Mike Bennett with his first reception of the night.
And that's the swing route that basically Will Todd has been running all game long. Just, having Arizona, Arizona puts the backup tight end and they're like, I don't think London is going to get that, we can run it also with another tight end, and they did it.
Here's DJ Moses, already has one touchdown. Here's his second of the day. This guy is starting to make a living and crossing Hollywood Boulevard.
And that big shot that they took that almost got intercepted, that wasn't triple coverage, I called it before. I said, look for the stretch play. It was basically the same formation, and they were like, yeah, we're just hanging on to it. We're just waiting for the right time, and that was the right time to do it in the goal line as they got perfect blocking and an avenue for the end zone.
This current drive for Arizona, 9 plays, 66 yards with a 6-yard touchdown run by DJ Moses. Thank you to our statisticians and Jacob Clear and Mark Mello. Thank you so much, guys, for your hard work that you're putting behind the scenes in the truck. Look at DJ Moses there, stats on the board with a new ticker from our producer and commissioner, Cameron Irvine.
And not a great way to start the second quarter for London. We know that they're going to throw the ball. I will, if you're not going to run it, make some pass that look like runs. You know what I'm saying? You just check it down to Robert Merrill, try to get some yardage. Instead of having a run and shoot offense, have a West Coast style of offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, and the West Coast is basically having short passes that replace the runs.
Yeah, there's a man down for the Scorpions. Reggie Rose, one of the backup wide receivers for this Arizona offense. But you're right, Ramos. If you're going to run that type of style of offense, at least try to go West Coast style. If you're going to run a one-back system, you don't want to come out straight pass heavy because it really is not. If you're going up against someone who knows how to put a defense together in such of a one Eddie Gage, it's going to be a long day for you. And I really hate to say that because I really do believe that this London offense is a really good one. But you got to run the ball, got to get Merrill more involved. Here's a 5-step drop in by Pickler. Nice pass across the middle of the field. That's Mike St. Green's first catch of the day.
That's basically West Coast style play. Is have that shallow cross, try to beat the one-on-one man coverage, throw it to your wide receiver. Let's see if the wide receiver can get yardage after the catch. That's basically what the West Coast offense is all about. And I think we should see more of that out of London.
4 wide receivers here. No tight end on the field, but Robert Merrill is in the backfield. Dumps it off. That pass is going to be bobbled because the wide receiver was turned completely around and was trying to catch that ball as he was running backwards. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, that was just missed timing. And we know that when timing breaks, it's just difficult to, follow normally. It kind of becomes a little bit messy and awkward to do. Look for the slants here.
Yeah,
maybe to Benji Madsen.
I mean, this Arizona defense is in the 3-2. They do bring a blitz from one of their linebackers, and that pass is going to be tipped by Joey Tropicana. Already has a pick on the day and forced this London Knights offense to punt the ball back to the Arizona Scorpions.
Man, Tropicana, man, he's the player of the game so far. And as we see as his stats, 2 tackles, 1 pass defense, and a pick. That pick was great, and it was the play that set up Arizona to score the first touchdown of the game. And he's been all over Benji Madsen, not allowing anything over the middle.
Yeah, been basically the spark of the defense so far.
Yeah.
Here for the Scorpions. There's the punt there by London. And here's the return. That's going to go nowhere. Picks up maybe 2 yards on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so for Arizona, for me, Demond, is you have a 17-point lead. I think it's time to establish the run. You have obviously a very, very good running back in DJ Moses. He's gotten the ball only 4 times in this game. Take that number up to about 10 carries before the end of the half.
Sounds pretty balanced to me, if you say so. Here's a 5-step drop here by Jackson. Jackson's going to dump it off to Moses. Spin move.
Oh, man.
Moses is going to pick up a first down by lowering the shoulder into Rodell. Outstanding catch and run here by the halfback, Ramos, to pick up that first down.
Yeah, no, it's he making something out of nothing. As you see here on the replay, a spin move, and then DJ Moses gives the corner a ton of Rodell, as you say. And gets a first down. And it's a passing play, but it's basically the same thing as a run. It's just give the ball in the backfield to your running back and let him make a play.
Yeah, get him out there in open space. Here's a 3 wide receiver set here now for Arizona. Looks like a tight end spread. A split spread, and they're going to dump it off to Donnie Hands there in the flats, and he's going to pick up 4 yards on that play.
And I think London did a decent job at disguising that one. They disguised that as a man-to-man coverage, but they went back into a zone, and I think Ashley Jackson did a good job just taking the man who was open.
Another 5-step drop here by Jackson. Jump pass across the middle of the field. That pass is complete by James Hands. Big Game James is what they call him in the locker room over there in Arizona.
What a gunslinger. We're going to see a replay here. Ashley Jackson on her back foot.
Yeah.
Actually jumping.
Yeah.
That was a jump pass.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, a jump pass.
That's kind of like a Mahomes special or something. And
yeah.
Right for a first down as Ashley Jackson And her
80%.
quarterback rating is 102, and if she gets a touchdown, it will just skyrocket to like a 140, I think.
Here's Jackson going deep. Raymond, she just may have it here. No, they're going to say at the goal line is Will Todd.
Again, Arizona is catching everything. This is a difficult throw. Will Todd gets on a deep post route and with one hand makes the catch. But now, Damon, first and goal at the 1. It's time to put the big dudes in their I formation. There it is. Run the ball up the middle. Try to get in that yard.
They have the inside linebacker, but here's a handoff here to Moses, and Moses again crosses Hollywood Boulevard for the 3rd time today. He has been the backbone for this Arizona defense when it comes to putting points on the board.
Kudos to the offensive line on that one. I mean, London is on an actual goal line defense. You know, normally we see a lot of times, you know, teams in the SFL, they go like a dime package or whatever inside the 5-yard line. But that was a real goal line defense, and the offensive line just created a highway for DJ Moses to run through.
Here's Cliff Allen with the extra point attempt. There's the snap. The kick is up, and the extra point attempt is good for Allen right down the middle. The Arizona Scorpions jumped up 24-0 over London. I'm going to say that this is not what I expected to see coming into this game, Remus. I thought it was going to be a back-and-forth shootout coming in here, but knowing Eddie Gage as I do, I knew that guy was going to be in the lab all week long putting the defense together.
Yes.
But this game is not over at all. You know, we still have 7 minutes left here in the half and another 22 minutes left in the second half of this ball game. So you're looking at a total of 29 minutes to be exact before this game is absolutely over.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially when you have a potent offense like in London. And at the beginning of the game, I said, Arizona, you should trade every single play as a passing play. It's because it's been, 14 passes, 0 runs. They will go in the shotgun empty again. They may try to go again with Benji Matson on his land route. Let's see.
Here's gun straight once again. Here's 90-yard slants, and that is going to be completed to Matson right across the middle there. That picks up the first down for London.
Yeah, good throw, good release by Benji Matson. Finally able to get some separation of the line, and a good throw by Johnny Pickler. That's actually an outstanding throw, because if he leads him in, probably the defender intercepts the ball, or at least jars the ball loose. That's a great throw by Pickler, probably his best of the day. And it's been rough out there, man. It's 60 yards, 68 yards passing, 3 picks.
Yeah, coming into this game, Pickler had 398 yards passing, 3 touchdowns versus Baltimore. There's another strike across the middle, and what a catch by Sate Green. But, man, what a way to keep concentration and hold on to the ball from that hit that he received from Everson Gamble.
Yeah, that was a crushing hit right there by Gamble. And finally, London finding some space on this defense. It's not been easy at all. Finally getting some space.
Mike Sate Green coming over to London from the Jacksonville Kings. Here's going to be another dump off to Merrill. Merrill picks up the first down. This London offense is starting to move now. They have Arizona's on their heels at Arizona's 37-yard line.
That's more like it. It's again, kind of that West Coast style of offense. Throw the ball to your running back short. Make him, find himself in open space. And pick up a first down. That's Merrill's second catch of the day for 17 yards.
Two wide receiver set this time. Merrill in the backfield. Hey, here's another look here.
Okay,
Johnny
now.
Pickler is underneath the center. No run here. Dump it off to the halfback. Oh, he has open space right in front of him. There's Merrill, picks up 7 yards on that catch.
Yeah, that was a screen pass as Reggie Rose, the wide receiver, has torn Achilles, out for the rest of the game for sure. It's a backup wide receiver. But again, going back to London, throwing the ball short, finding open space in this defense, and it's working better.
4 wide receiver set underneath the center. This time is Pickler. 3-2 is the defense. They do bring a guy on the pressure, and Pickler goes down right at the line of scrimmage. I can't see the number of the defender.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but either way, that's going to go back to line of scrimmage. And Johnny Pickler tried to run for a first down, but was caught from behind. I think Pickler had about probably at least 5 yards to run, past the first down, and couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think that was Alex Constantine on the sack. Oh, what a nice deflection.
Yeah.
By Constantine. Oh, my. What a play by the defensive lineman. I mean, Pickler was just about to dump that off, and he just jumped up and got his big palms up there, man, and just knocked that thing right out of the air.
Constantine, he's a player that reminds me a little bit of, in the NFL, Vita Vea for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Oh, yes.
Just a huge dude that you cannot move. And I don't know why London is punting the ball, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're down by 24. You're in Arizona's territory there. I agree with you. I would have probably suggest to go for that one there.
Yeah.
4th and 3. I'm pretty sure you got a play in your back pocket that can give you 3 yards.
Yeah, no question. No question. I think that even if you miss, Damon, the difference is only 16 yards, really, because the punt was at the 31, got out of at the 15. That was a 16-yard punt. So even if you miss, you're giving up just 16 yards. I think that was, worth going for it.
Yeah. 3 wide receivers set here. Here's going to be handoff to Moses, and Moses is going to pick up 2 yards on that carry. Moses tackled and brought down by Telemac Scarborough.
Now, what you want to do here, being Arizona, you don't want to give London momentum. So you don't want to give him a chance to make an interception or anything like that. Just do that.
I mean, this is straight man coverage here once again from the London Knights as well. This is just a straight man coverage game here, man. Just, as you stated, who's going to beat who coming off the ball?
Right. It's going to be 3rd and 4. I think the playbook is pretty open for Scorpions. Maybe a 3 wide receiver set. Yep, that's exactly what it's going to be from the split backs.
Yeah, looks like a flip spread here.
Yeah, maybe a post route.
3-3 nickel. There's a post right across the middle of the field. Nice play there by the safety. That's Anthony Wayo, because Donnie Hands was really ready to catch that one and take off.
Yeah, great play by the safety. Veteran Anthony Wayo, who's been in a few teams already, most notably the Jacksonville Kings franchise. And making the deflection, and London will get the ball back. A crucial time to force a punt, because London may have some decent field position here.
Wild's an 8-year veteran. This is his first season with the London Knights. There's the punt by Brian Clouds. And that one there is going to be a fair catch by London, starting at the 47-yard line.
And again, if you think this game is over, that's not true at all. This is a London Knights team who last week defeated the Baltimore Vultures, who were 11-0. And they won decisively by 2 scores. So
yeah,
this is a good team. This is a very good team.
You're absolutely right there, but we'll get to that after this. As Pickler get pressure, that pass is complete. Oh, St. Green, my man is making some completions here today and taking some hits right after it. Everett Garrison basically wanted to put Mike St. Green on the sidelines for good.
Yeah, that's a great throw by Johnny Pickler, just hanging tough in the pocket, delivering a perfect throw to the near sideline. Plenty of time. No need to hurry.
It's going to be man pressured here again by Arizona. Empty formation. Underneath the center is Pickler. Pickler gets pressured again by this mean and nasty defensive line by the Arizona Scorpions. This time it's D.D. Sacks. The second sack of the game for this offensive line here for Arizona.
And it all starts with the guys in the middle. Again, Constantine and Max Knight. You have to double those guys, because if not, Alex Constantine is going to beat the one-on-one every time. But guess what? That leaves the one-on-one on the outside, and D.D. Sacks takes full advantage of it, as they will go again under center.
side note here for you. I'll get to that right after this. There's a pass right across the middle. That pass is complete. Oh, what a throw by Johnny Pickler. Because, man, he was hit hard right after he released that pass. And Mike St. Green has been playing awesome all game long by absolutely catching everything that come his way. And he's taking some shots.
Yes, he has. That's not easy to do a slant route on all that heavy traffic. And it's going to be a 3rd and 3, and we'll see. It's going to be under center.
There's a dump off to Merrill. Merrill tries a spin move, not going to pick it up. 4th and inches, and I want to say that was Joey Tropicana on the tackle.
I think it was.
We'll be right back with the 8 p.m. Music SFL. I'm sorry, you're watching Simulation FL Playoffs presented by 8 p.m. Music on Next Level Sports. Well, hey, everyone. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, where the Arizona Scorpions are hosting the London Knights, who are getting ready to set up for a field goal attempt. And this is going to be about a 46, 47-yard field goal attempt here for Bono Wilkinson. Oh, no. Fake field goal, and it's going to be no good because the Arizona Scorpions got pressure and came in and tackled the kicker.
Oh, no. I mean, if you're going to do that, just keep your offense on the field. I mean, you're trying to run the ball with the holder and not with Robert Merrill?
Yeah, Peter McLongfellow was the kicker, should we say. But it was Bono Wilkinson who the placeholder. Or was it the backup? No, Arthur Pendragon. Here's Arizona. They're going to take over on their own 36-yard line with 1 minute and 57 seconds. They're going to dump it off here to DJ Moses.
Perfect.
Nice block. Did you see that block, Rumble? So spin move for the halfback. He picks up the first down.
Oh, poetry in motion. That's a perfect play call. It's a man-to-man coverage. They're showing the heavy blitz just to run the screenplay and have defenders chasing the running back. As you said, we're not going to take a look at the block, but that was a great block that helped on that first down.
You're right. That block basically gave him an extra 5 yards of open space there because there wasn't a defender around him. That defender was the closest one there. Arizona comes out and they empty the gun straight here. They're empty straight open, that is, and look for all slants. There's Ashley Jackson. Nice pass across the middle of the field. This time it's completed to TJ Punk. I want to say that's Punk's second reception of the day. They're going to stay in this formation here, Ramos. Do you think they have anything else in this package?
Maybe not.
Another pass is going to be incomplete.
Yep.
They're going to go to the huddle and regroup.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind going into the no huddle right there, just saving that timeout. It worked once. Just try to run it again, see if you can pick up a first down. If not, it's 3rd and 2, and you can think of a better play. And let's see what they do. 3rd and 2 at the 46. They go in a shotgun. Look for the post route here to hands, bottom of the screen. Excuse me, top of the screen.
Yeah, looks like the defense is in a forward. Looks like a dime, a regular dime. There's a pass across the middle of the field. That is dangerous. Tipped away by Hendricks.
They try to go with the post route, and again, for the second time, London showing that very aggressive defense. They back off. They get a good defensive play. It's going to be 4th and 2, and Arizona will have to punt it away.
There is the snap. Here's the punt. And fair catch is called. Are you a next level SFL fan? Visit the SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player and to join our community. Check out league leaders. We've got stats from all 17 seasons of SFL action and track games, season and career numbers of all the players over time who have, numbers of all players of all time who have gone from couch to field. The Simulation Football League 17 seasons strong. Here's Pickler. And that pass is going to be deflected away. Almost could have been intercepted if ever Garrison would have just stuck his hands out, Ramos.
Yeah, really could have, as Tillman makes a deflection. I wonder if he's related to Peanut Tillman, Charles Tillman, the former Chicago Bear.
Yeah,
wearing that same number, number 33. As they will go in the same formation. They may try it again, and it's again press man-to-man coverage. Let's see if they have a better opportunity here.
Yeah, this Arizona defense is in that press man. Robert Mara goes out on the backfield, and Tropicana can't get there fast enough, but Mara is led out of bounds on that pass attempt from Johnny Pickler. 3rd and 10 now. London's at their 12-yard line with 50 seconds left on the ticker.
And this is bad for London for a number of reasons. Number one, you're not moving the ball. Number 2, it's 3rd and 10. If you don't convert, you're giving the ball back to Arizona with probably scoring field position, and it's just not working.
There's a 2-step drop here by Pickler. Right across the middle. That pass is tipped and intercepted by Eddie Gage. No, is that Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Bernard Smith.
Yeah, Bernard Smith.
On that intercepted, that was tipped away. I thought it was caught by the receiver. Man, he got it. Showed his athleticism there on that interception.
Oh man, 42 seconds left. Obviously, with 3 timeouts, that's more than enough time. As you see, DJ Moses. First down. I will give the ball to Moses at least once. Well, never mind.
Man, they're gonna go shotgun.
Look for the post route here to hands number 12 in the slot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. And there it is. You caught it, Ramos Land, and that is a strike by Ashley Jackson to James Hands right across the middle of the field to pick up that touchdown. Pass and catch there from between these two. And man, they go up big here now over London, 30-0 right before halftime. And man, this is a nosebleed that London has to get under control right away.
Just easy pitch and catch right there. Nobody went with him. The safety actually shied away from him, and just as easy as you will have for hands.
AJ Striker is what they call her, and that is almost a block there by the defender. Did you see him come flying in like Superman?
Yeah.
Arizona goes up 31-0 here now. Right before the half.
If there's a time for a good kick return for a touchdown, this is the time, I think, for London.
You're absolutely right. This would be the time here. There's the kick here off to Seren Storm. Storm's going to take that one there from the 5-yard line. Spin move. Storm almost breaks the tackle. London has 35 seconds to march downfield to put something on the board here. Could it be a field goal or a touchdown? Yep. Also, Raymond, I want to pitch this to you earlier that coming into tonight's game, or this afternoon's game, there has been 3 matchups between these 3 teams. London has won all 3 games, going all the way back to season 12 on February 24th, 2019.
Wow.
Week 8, that was.
It's crazy.
Here's 4 wide receiver spread here for Pickler. Pickler's going to dump that one off behind the line of scrimmage. I'm going to lose 5 yards on that play. Pickler's just having a bad day at the office, man. 121 yards, 4 picks, no touchdowns.
Yeah, just take it to the half. Like, honestly, if I'm London, I'm just taking this to the half.
Yeah, it looks like they may try to snap this one here again. Arizona is in that man press. 2 safeties sitting right on top. Not allowing anything to go deep. There's another interception attempt. Man, that one there was almost picked off by Arizona again. And that's going to be 0-0. Oh, there's a flag on the play. They call holding on the offense.
Yeah, that's going to be a decline, and we are going to reach the end of the half. I mean, it could be accepted. Yeah, it's either way. It's the end of the half.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Arizona would accept this, but
it's the same.
We'll be back with the 8 p.m. Music SFL halftime report with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green after the break.
Welcome to the APM Music Halftime Report along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine, and London down 31-0, beating themselves. Your thoughts on the first half, Mike?
Well, Cam, I don't know if beating themselves is a part of the equation. I mean, that Arizona definitely has something to do with that. I mean, the defense came out all over the London offense. Mark Mello with a huge sack on the first possession. Joey Tropicana with an interception also in the first quarter, and as well as 2 other interceptions from Everett Garrison, as well as Bernard Smith. His first interception was in the first quarter, and that pretty much set the tone for the remainder of the first half. Arizona's just basically not let London get comfortable doing anything on offense.
Yeah, I mean, Arizona's dominating, but you can't fake a field goal down 24-0. You can't have a punt go 16 yards sailing out of bounds. There's just been no run game at all again here out of London, and I think 1 week it worked, and a couple of weeks it didn't work, and that's what I was getting at, Mike, because obviously Arizona's playing an incredible game, but London's had some open receivers. They've gotten some looks and had some drives where it seemed like the game plan was going to be effective, and then they get across the other side of the 50, and then Arizona clamps down.
Yeah, we've definitely seen the Knights shoot themselves in the foot several times in this first half. While we had a jump off sides, as you mentioned, the fake field goal. We had the shank punt. I mean, first time ever in the playoffs, Cam. Maybe it's some playoff jitters there. We don't know. As you mentioned too, we saw receivers running open that were not hit and found. So it's not over yet. You don't want to ever count yourselves out, but 31-0 at the half is going to be a tall hill to climb.
After 8 seasons of not making the playoffs, this is not the first half that London wanted to experience, and they are right now currently regrouping in the locker room. We'll see what the second half adjustments have in store. Let's get to a more competitive game in the playoffs from earlier today. Las Vegas took on Queen City on the SFL family of networks, and it was quite the doozy. We picked things up late in the first quarter. It was Queen City early on, Mike, and this was Ted Haynes with the pick.
Yeah, Cam, this was following a Judah Dorgan field goal. This is Ted Haynes with a huge interception here. We saw Green trying to go deep to Mason Kirby on this play, and Queen City was set up in business right here, Cam.
Queen City looked like they were going to go up 2 scores, but the ensuing drive gave Las Vegas the momentum they needed as you look at Haynes knocking over the official. 2 plays later, bam, right there.
Yeah, Cam, we saw Tom Krieg with a nice tip, and then Merrick Otero took advantage of it, and he takes it all the way to the house. And now Vegas was in business after Queen City had gotten off to a really, really solid start in this game, Cam.
Merrick Otero taking a nap because Vegas had the lead, and the defense wasn't working too hard at all. 7-3, Las Vegas out in front. Now into the end zone, Marion Corbretti puts them up 10.
Yeah, wow, Cam, right there, the Cobra with the nice touchdown catch. Marion Cobrady from Joseph Green, and Las Vegas increased their lead to 14-3.
Joseph Green had an incredible game, totally outplayed the veteran A.J. Caswell, and he had some dimes in the second half that we will be getting to. But first, some more magic. Bam, to John Blades, 20-3 Vegas.
Yeah, you saw that John Blades on the nice little post route right there. Cobrady had actually ran a little underneath route there to free Blades deep, and Joseph Green found him deep in the end zone.
Now, you're saying, Cameron, you said this game was more competitive than the one we're watching now. Well, don't worry. Queen City made a run. 21-3. Jet Zero got rolling late in the third quarter at 24-6.
Yeah, we see Jet Zero finishing off a run right there. And Queen City really needed them to get going in this game. As we see the offensive line there looking at get blocks up front. He running over a player right there, takes it all the way down inside the 5 to set up a score.
Next play, Zero punches it in, and you're thinking to yourself, all right, Corsairs are getting back in this.
Yeah, Cam, a big 1-yard run right here by Jet Zero. It gets Vegas a little closer in this game. They bring it to 24-13 late in the third quarter.
Now, this is when Joseph Green started to take over the football game. As you get a look at Zero running between the tackles. Nice block by the fullback. But John Blades, Mason Kirby started taking over right about now for Vegas, up 11. Start of the fourth.
Yeah, you see Green right here in the shotgun as he hits Mason Kirby on a little deep streak down the right-hand side. And it was just a dominant performance from Joseph Green, especially starting in this fourth quarter in the second half, that kept Vegas on top in the Queen City secondary off balance. And you see Kirby there with a nice little post and a strike from Green.
Next throw was the play of the day. Oh!
Yeah, John Blades, a great route right here. He did a little hitch route, got past the rookie cornerback Cody Griffin, and Joseph Green again with a great pass, hits him right on the dime. He leaps and makes the catch and takes it in to the house, and Vegas pretty much put the game away right here, Cam.
Double move, That's all she wrote. Queen City starts the season 6-0 and ends out of the playoffs in the first round. 34-20. Vegas will move on if St. Louis wins. Vegas plays Florida in a rematch of last season's quarterfinals. If Vancouver wins tomorrow, then Vegas goes to Baltimore to take on the top-seeded Vultures.
Yeah, Cam, it should be a great matchup in the second round, no matter who, they match up with, but it's going to be a tough matchup matching up with Vegas. They seem to be on the roll right now.
Blades and Green and Kirby and Scott Johnson, too. We didn't see a lot of big highlight-worthy plays from Johnson, but he was so consistent, kept the chains moving today.
Yeah, Scott Johnson had a very solid game today. One key to him, performing the way he did with the 93 yards that he did have on the ground. Joseph Green had been sacked more than any quarterback in the SFL coming into this game, Cam, and that balanced offense, supplied by Scott Johnson, helped in keeping him upright and being able to find his weapons downfield in Kirby and Blades.
It was a great one. Queen City now goes home to lick their wounds, Mike, and got to be a disappointing season. Even though they were way ahead of schedule of the rebuild, just kind of felt like they should have done a little bit more with what they had.
Yeah, Cam, it did feel that way a little bit, but, it's hard to be disappointed when you came from where they came from, in the offseason with wholesale changes with the front office personnel and head coach. But they did, they bounced back and had a great season. It's a little disappointing, but these guys have nothing to hang their heads about. It's on to season 18, and hopefully getting a step further next season.
It's 31-0 right now, Mike. And what does London have to do in the second half to chip away at this game? They don't have to get it all at once, but they've got to do something. Defense has gotten some stops. Mm-hmm. That's a positive.
Yeah, the offense, Cam, just has to start playing London Knights type of offense. That's one. Finish off some drives, get some consistent play, move the chains a couple of times, and hopefully they can punch a couple of these drives in. But defensively, as you say, they played well. But hopefully they can get a couple of turnovers. You're going to need them at this point to help set up your offense in some plus situations, and that'll be probably the only way we could see a possible comeback in this game.
Benji Matson keeping positive spirits in the chat. The tight end for London says, I just paid the ref $1 million. We should be getting back into this game right away. Fortunately, that's not real money, though. It's only simulated money. And so I'm not so sure that strategy will work. But maybe London has an epic comeback in store. We never know. We saw a fake field goal in the first half. You just never know what you're going to see in the second. This has been the APM Music Halftime Report, and we'll be back with the second half. After this, you're watching the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports.
Everybody, welcome back to the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We're going into the start of the second half here in Phoenix, Arizona, as London is ready to kick the ball off to the Arizona Scorpions because London received the ball in the first half at the beginning of the game. Here's going to be returned here by the Scorpions, and this is TJ Punk, and Punk is going to get out to the 33-yard line. Raymond's Lynn, any takes on how London can come back into this game?
They need to steal possessions, which means that they need to get interceptions. They need to force a fumble. They need to get an interception, get a short field, and obviously capitalize with points every time they can. So yeah, just try to get turnovers and go from there. Look for hands again in the slot with another post route, just like in that touchdown.
There's the post by hands, but man, nice pressure by London, and down goes Ashley Jackson. They're not going to call a sack on it, but it's going to be an incomplete pass. Cam Frosby they're getting to the quarterback.
It was just Ashley Jackson throwing it to the ground, essentially just to avoid a sack.
2nd and 10 from 34-yard line.
Here's Jackson this time underneath the center. They're going to go in a heavy set here. It looks like split wings jokers. And there's a 3-4 defense here by London. Everybody's up in the box except the safeties there. And there's going to be the tight end, Will Todd. They're coming away with that reception.
Yeah, just to make it a shorter third down. It's just a 3rd down and 6 here. You can basically try to do another short pass or like slant route or something. Let's see what the formation. 3rd and 6 here for the Scorpions. Look for the slant route to the tight end, Will Todd.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be empty straight open here, and there's a slant right across the middle of the field. This is to Will Todd, as you stated. Ramos Land, everyone in the chats wants to know, how is it that you know of just about every single route these receivers are gonna run before the ball is even snapped?
You know, I have a crystal ball. Just kidding. I mean, it's just, you know, I'm a coach as well, so it's just a lot hours and hours of studying and preparation. You know, we had to face Arizona just a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, scouting and film watching basically is how you know what's going to happen, especially if you watch enough film on these teams. Here is DJ Moses on the reception, picks up 4 yards. He's holding his face mask there. It looks like he probably got pulled, if you ask me.
That was very close, but I think that was more jersey than face mask. But certainly close. Arizona getting past midfield now at the 46-yard line of London as we take a look at the outstanding Ashley Jackson.
I'm going to say Will Todd here on the screen. Oh, it's going to be handoff here to Moses. I was wrong. My crystal ball is not working. 3rd and 3 here now for Arizona. I tried to put on my big boy shoes, and it didn't work.
3rd and 3. A good decision, I think, here for the Scorpions, giving the ball to DJ Moses. Should take a look at the numbers. 8 attempts now, 48 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, so averaging basically a touchdown every 3 carries. Has not been giving the ball much, but every time it's been great. Maybe an out route here to the top of the screen.
There's a pump fake by Ashley. Oh, wide open is Diamond Donnie Hands. That's what they call him there. He got both feet in there. Down to London's 31-yard line, and there's some jawing and taunting going on there in the field.
Yep, there's the out route, and it's just a lot of cushion right there by the corners.
Yeah, I think she sailed it. I think she sailed it with the pump fake.
Yeah, that's true. That's true as well.
Stared down the safety, pump faked, and got the safety to bite on it, and it left Donnie Hands wide open up there to the top of the field. They're going to come out in a 3 wide receiver set again. This is going to be a weak. Looks like a weak spread here. There's going to be a handoff there to Moses. Moses going to spin move, loses a yard. Wait, they're going to give him forward progress. Picks up a yard.
I think that was a little bit generous by the official, but it's just a 1 yard gain at the 30-yard line.
Tony Roberto on the tackle. Look at James Hand stats for the day. The stat sheet stuffer. Shotgun formation here now for the Scorpions. DJ Moses to the left of Jackson. Striker. Got a man down the middle of the field. It's Donnie Hands. These wide receivers has basically Ramos been taking advantage of the middle of the field. London is coming out in this man press, and they're actually beating these guys off the ball. Well, that was basically the zone coverage there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. London has come into this drive here to start the third quarter, running more zone than man, and the results are exactly the same. It's nothing has changed here.
Five-step drop here by Striker to the back of the end zone, intercepted, and there goes the takeaway that London may have needed to basically build some type of momentum to try to get this game to start working in their favor. And you stated it, Ramos, that they need to start stealing possessions, and there you go.
That's exactly what they need, and that's a misread, a weird misread there by Jackson. I mean, it was a great defensive play, but I think Jackson had the other Hands brother on his slant route pretty open.
Yeah, Tanner Hendricks basically played that one well. I don't think you could have played that play any better than that. That was a nice lob there by Jackson, but it just didn't get there because Hendricks was all over that. Here comes London, 3 wide receivers set. Single back formation is Merrill, no handoff. And Pickler started to get a little pressure there. Man, that could have been dangerous.
Yeah,
except
yeah,
for
really could have. Yeah, really could have. Going back to that interception, I think it was a great job by the corner. What he does, again, he gets himself in a trailing position, which is to say he is behind the wide receiver because he knows he has the help of the sideline. In this case, the end line working as another defender. The wide receiver runs out of room and is able to get the interception.
There's man coverage here for Arizona and pressure. Man, they're in man coverage and they getting pressured by this defensive line. This defensive line is very underrated. No one talks about them. No one gives them credit for anything that they do in this league. And these guys just basically just bring their lunch pail to work. They eat their lunch, and they put on a good show.
That's very true, and that's Constantine. And again, at any moment, Constantine can just take this away. I think there's going to be another slant pattern. This is going to be zone defense here for the Arizona Scorpions. Let's see if they can find a space in the zone.
Looks like they're probably going to go cover 4 here, and they do. And that pass is tipped up, and it's tipped up again. Is intercepted. Is this Bernard Smith, third interception? It is. He gets up with the ball. Bernard Smith with a, what you call it, a triple on the day?
The hat trick.
Hat trick. There you go.
There it is. And Arizona now with scoring position again. Man, the over-under was 51.5. I'm afraid to say Arizona may get that by themselves, man, at this point.
They just might. At London's 28-yard line. Arizona throws a pick in the hands of Tanner Hendricks, and Arizona takes it right back. And this time they're going to hand it off here to DJ Moses right up the middle of the field. He's going to pick up a yard there. And
there it is, man.
Not too many defensive backs get 3 interceptions in one game.
No. There are DBs who get that in an entire season.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's Ashley Jackson speaking about unbelievable performances. Look for another post right bottom of the screen.
I see the slot. Looks like a drag route there, but man, London comes back with some pressure of their own. And down goes A.J. Striker. You got to give credit to Chad Rowland with that sack there.
Yeah. They need another one of that, man. They need to take him out of field goal range completely. Obviously, an interception will be best. But if not, just take him out of field goal range and try to get the ball back.
Yeah, third and forever here for Arizona. At London's 33-yard line. There's a low snap there. Jackson down the middle. She got James Hands down to the 9-yard line. And these wide receivers are basically just post-routing London here out of the stadium.
Yes. It's been like the 5th time we've seen that exact pattern, and the safety is just out of position every time.
Yeah, Anthony Wyo there. And I think it's the pump fake. I mean, she didn't put enough on the pump fake. She just tapped the ball, really. And Anthony Wyo stepped up, and James Hands was open right across the middle there.
Let's try again. Out route to the far side.
It looks like the same formation they threw the pick on. And they're going to go out route here down to Donnie Hands this time.
I actually think the out route to the far side was a little bit more open.
Yeah, I think that one there probably would have been a better
probably a touchdown
suggestion to go with there. Yeah, probably a touchdown. You're right.
But this is interesting. All right, shotgun formation. Let's see if Will Todd can make a touchdown here on a post.
Here's Jackson, one-step drop. That pass is almost intercepted by Rain Rie. Oh, Jackson was playing with fire on that one.
Great play by the defender, just sitting basically in a kind of like a rubber coverage, just in between the intermediate zone and jumping for the deflection. Third and goal at the 4. Let's see, another shotgun. They may try the same exact thing, but they may go out like top of the screen on a quick out route.
Here's Jackson, shotgun.
Yes.
Got him, man, and it's Will Todd with the touchdown. Nice read there by Ashley Jackson to pick up the tight end right across the middle of the field. He was wide open, Ramos.
Yeah, he was. And they tried basically something similar to what they did on the previous play that, they liked, apparently. And this time the safety was out of position and an easy 6 points.
As well. That particular drive there for Arizona, 6 plays, 29 yards with a 4-yard touchdown pass from Jackson to Will Todd. Will Todd, as we saw earlier in the interview, comes away with that touchdown. You're watching the Simulation playoffs presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. We'll be right back right after this commercial break. Welcome back to the Simulation Football League SFL playoffs presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. I am Demond Simeon, the play-by-play caller for the day, with my good guy Ramos Lynn in the booth with me. Along on stats, we have Jacob Clear and we have Mark Mello, who is our statisticians who are providing us with great stats here, and they're working in the truck. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. And we can't forget about our producer and commissioner, Cameron Irvine. Everyone, welcome back to the broadcast. Arizona just marched down the field and picked up their 4th touchdown of the day. Well, actually 5th touchdown of the day. Second one from Ashley Jackson. Halfback DJ Moses has 3 on the day. And there's going to be a dump off here to Robert Merrill. And my goodness. Oh, no. Did you see that hit, Ramos Lynn? Iverson Gamble, I'm sorry. You got barbecue down there? You didn't invite us? Man, he just hurt my feelings.
Man, that Robert Merrill, man. I mean, obviously nothing's coming easy for this London team, but 6 receptions, only 27 yards receiving, no rushing attempts so far.
There's a lob by Pickler, and that pass is going to be incomplete. That pass like it was intended for Vin Calia. Look at Tillman.
Yeah, Tillman has had a good game, actually.
Yeah, he has a few pass deflections and so forth.
Yeah, he's been active. 3rd and 10 yards to go. Maybe try a post route here. Not sure if they will have that on this formation.
There's a 4 wide receiver set. There's a post. Pickler tries for that pass is intercepted. Iverson Gamble comes away with that one. Snatched it away from the veteran Eddie Gage. The Gage doesn't care if he gets the interception or not. He just loves that his player was able to come through and take it away from London.
Yeah, great defensive play. This Arizona defense has just been on point every single drive, pretty much. And so we take a look at Johnny Pickler's updated numbers, and yikes.
Yeah, absolutely. Pickler's having a bad day at the office. I mean, 18 completions on 33 attempts, 54% completion percentage, and 23.0 QBR. There's Ashley Jackson there with a dump off to Moses, and Moses picks up the first down. Nobody was in that area. I mean, they basically got away from running the man coverage that they were running area. Now they're in zone, and they're leaving the flats wide open.
You're right. It's going to be just a quick screen, and that's the best way to, get rid of, sometimes man-to-man coverage or blitzes. That's basically what you're being, what you are taught, in football is when there's heavy pressure, when they're trying to blitz you, just run a screen and just try to find some open space.
DJ Moses with a total of 102 yards on the day. Here is, can't see if there's Will Todd or TJ Punk. That's Punk there on that reception. He gets up celebrating, picks up 9 yards on that reception. 2nd and 1 now here for the Arizona Scorpions.
Good play. In the chat, we have Tyler Falk, a good friend, saying, which is it, London outmatched or underprepared? I think it's just Arizona coming up with one of the best game plans we've seen this season. This is a good. I don't like overmatched. I don't think so, because this is a very good football team that again defeated the undefeated Baltimore Vultures last week by 10 points. Mm-hmm. It's just Arizona doing a great job.
Yeah, here's another dump off here to the backup tight end, and man, he picks up the first down. Tries a spin move before being laid out on the carpet by Anthony Wayo. And that was Mike Bennett there on the reception.
Another first down and 10 at the 22. Let's see the formation. Maybe a stretch play. An outside run.
Here's Jackson in the center, 2-step drop, out route to Donnie Hands. Donnie comes away with everything, picks up 3 yards before being knocked out of bounds there at the 19-yard line of London. I mean, Arizona is basically playing an all gas, no brakes type of offense here. They're up 38 points, and they're not running the ball to try to burn this clock out. They're basically moving the ball down the field. I mean, this is 4 plays on so far with 36 yards on this current drive, and they're being very, very stingy here late in the ball game.
We may see another screen. Nope. Run.
See? Off to DJ Moses. Moses, man, he gets past the first down line as well, down to the 10-yard line.
Yes, when you think they're going to just keep on passing the ball, they hit you with a run. And it's that kind of balance and that kind of, preparation that Arizona has in this game that is just amazing. They have not ran the ball too much, only 10 rushing attempts so far in this game. But every time they've called that run, it's just been at the opportune time. Look, bottom of the screen on a quick out route.
Yeah, 4-3 defense. There's a safety playing inside the box as well. Handoff
run
here
from
out
the
of the
shotgun.
Wow, you don't see that too much, too often here in the SFL, and that's something that the defense of London probably was not expecting to come out of the repertoire of the Arizona Scorpions on first down.
I like the call, though. I mean, just, run the ball here in the goal line situation. Not too bad. 4 wide receivers here at the 6.
I like the call as well. I just wasn't expecting it. And there's a dump off here to DJ, and DJ's going to step out of bounds. Probably lose a yard as well.
Yeah. 3rd and goal at the 8. Let's see what formation they go into this 3rd down. It's going to be interesting. Ashley Jackson, by the way, just stellar. Had that interception in the end zone early on in this quarter, but essentially flawless. 4 receivers, maybe a play action pass.
I agree with you. Not sure why you would do it inside of the 10-yard line here. There's an out route to the top of the field. That pass is going to be completed down to the 3-yard line. TJ Pump comes up with that reception, and Arizona's going to settle for a field goal here. Try to go up 41-0 on London.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything was really open in the end zone. Just don't throw another pick. Say if you can get something underneath. If you can, you have the field goal to put you up by 41 points.
This is going to be a 19-yard attempt. There's a low snap there. That kick is blocked. Arizona recovers it, but this ball is going to be turnover on downs, and London's going to take over right there at the 10-yard line. For the first time in nearly 3 years, the SFL is broadcasting playoff games on its own networks, and for the first time, will offer simulcasts of the playoffs games on the SFL platforms, SFL Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and Twitch. Check out our next wildcard matchup tomorrow, October 17th at 6 p.m. Eastern between St. Louis Gladiators and the Vancouver Legion, with Cameron Irvine and Wade Phillips on the call. Ramos, give me your take on that game tomorrow, continuing in this wildcard race here in the playoffs between St. Louis and the Vancouver Legion.
It's going to be a very interesting game because obviously we know Vancouver. Have another sack. Vancouver has, always, a great offense. They pride themselves in being a very explosive offense. Tom Pepper, one of the great gunslingers in SFL history, really. But you have St. Louis, man, that I'm telling you, they are one of the better teams at defeating great teams, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
They have those great game plans, man, from here and then, and they just, have a ton of surprises.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, St. Louis has came along, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. You're watching the SFL playoffs presented by the 8 p.m. Music on Next Level Sports. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. The London Knights are going to be punting back to the Arizona Scorpions after the Scorpions picked up 2 big sacks on that last possession there. And, man, they're going to have excellent field position at London's 33-yard line. Ramos, we saw Arizona tried to punch it in with a few passes when they got inside the red zone there. Do you think they continue to keep this air attack going, or do they basically go to the ground now? Well, I mean, there's still 10 minutes and 54 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, I think that for the sake of everybody, they should go in the ground. They're going to pass, and there's going to be another post route, I think. They're going to go for the jugular, top of the screen.
Here's
Maybe another run.
Handoff here to Moses in the backfield. He's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage, and Moses is slow getting up.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean,
I don't think he was hurt. I think his feelings was of more.
It's okay. They know it's their day. Just take the clock down as much as possible. 2nd and 14. Empty set now. They may go another slants pattern.
Yeah.
Maybe another check to an out route.
I mean, defense.
Nope,
it's out route to the top of the field. This is going to be a completion here to the tight end, Will Todd. Will Todd is getting a lot of action today.
Yeah, he's really been involved a lot in this offense today. You look at the number, 7 catches, about 80 yards and a touchdown. He's been outstanding, and so has been pretty much the entire team.
Shotgun formation again here for Jackson.
Corner route for Hands.
There's a drag across the middle. There's James. James Hands picks up that one. James Hands, it was reported a few weeks ago that he was going to go into retirement for the next season and not come back to Arizona. But then he had a change of heart and reached out to Eddie Gage, the owner, and to Ashley Jackson, the general manager, and informed those guys that, hey, I think I will be coming back for season 18 here in the SFL, and there he is, continue to put things together here in the playoffs as well. There's Jackson again, and this is going to be to Todd also. Todd getting great work in.
Yeah, most definitely. So man-to-man coverage right there as Will Todd gets inside quickly and gets in front of the defenders, making him an easy target for Ashley Jackson as he's going to take a breather.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be 3 wide receiver set here for Jackson. Handoff here to Moses. Spin move. He's tackled and brought down right at the 5-yard line. Looks like Anthony Wayo on the tackle.
It's going to be a 1st and goal at the 5. Take a look at Wayo. 10 tackles. Has not had his best day on pass coverage, but stopping the run has been okay.
Yeah.
They have to go to DJ Moses here.
Handoff here to Moses right up the middle, and Moses is going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him 2 yards on that carry.
Yep, they are. 2nd and goal at the 3. If I'm Arizona, Damon, I'm not just going in the shotgun. Well, they're going to go in the shotgun, so never mind. I was just going on their center I formation. I will just give it to ball to DJ Moses one more time.
Yeah, Jackson's going to go to the bottom of the field to leads Moses out of bounds. 3rd and goal now.
You're gonna take a look at.
Yeah, you would have thought they would have came out in the eye loads as we have seen them do earlier in the game and probably try to go right up the middle with it. But they're trying to give Ashley Jackson some passing touchdowns. She's already 400 yards passing. I think she's 3 touchdowns on the day. No, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. QBR of 104.8. As Jackson calling the signal. Steps back, pump fake, strike right across the middle. My goodness, what a catch by James Hands.
That's a great route by James Hands. Quickly taking advantage of the middle of the field as we're going to take a look at the replay. It's a simple slant route. And the corner has outside leverage. And the receiver goes inside. Easy touchdown.
Man, I mean, she has the best, when she tapped the football, and bam, it's coming out. It's like she tapped it and my goodness. I mean, that was fast. You talk about a quick release?
Yeah.
Dan Marino, look out. There's a low snap. That one's going to be blocked.
Again.
Yeah.
Back-to-back blocks.
Yeah, back-to-back blocks for London. Save some points here for being put on the board.
And actually, that's bad for the over-bettors, Demond, because if Arizona scores another touchdown, it's going to be 51 points, and the over-under is 51.5.
You know the crazy thing, remember, I was just thinking it myself. I was like, will Arizona go for 2 points just to get just to complete the over-under?
Oh man, in the NFL, I'm not sure if you saw the Buccaneers and the Eagles game.
Yes.
But the over-under for Tom Brady rushing yards was 1.5. And at the end of the day, he nailed the ball a couple times. And he had 3 rushing yards. And because of 2 knees, he took it down to 1 yard. So the under of 1.5 won. And there were people that were so upset because they bet the over on Tom Brady rushing yards.
Darn it.
That was just crazy.
Will Todd said that the long snapper is going to get mugged in the locker room. Let's look at Robert Merrill, who really hasn't had any action in the run game today. Basically been just a decoy and a target in the passing game. Man coverage here for this Arizona defense. Man, they play probably. There's a pressure here from Arizona, and down goes Johnny Pickler. And that is going to be Mark Mello from the stats
sack.
truck to the field. Pick up that sack.
Third sack of the game for number 99, Mark Mello.
Yeah, this defense, man, has just been breathing down the neck of Johnny Pickler all game long. There's man coverage once again. Pickler steps up. That pass is overthrown over the head of Mike St. Green, and that's going to be incomplete. And 4th and 16 here for London. I mean, a quick 3 and out. I was just about to say earlier that Arizona, along with Baltimore, and I want to say Lone Star in Denver as well. Those teams play probably some of the best man coverage that I've seen. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean Lone Star. I meant Mexico City. Play some of the best man coverage that I've seen in this league.
Yeah. There are teams that just on how they're built, and Arizona is for sure one of those teams. Have some really great corners on the outside that can bump and run.
Yeah.
And have some great safeties that can make up for those probably deficiencies in the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. And Arizona with Bernard Smith and with Eddie Gage, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. So they can run, that bump and run style of defense, and they can be very successful with that.
It's a handoff with the DJ Moses. Laughing at Charles in the chat. Say, dang, I thought we were friends. Charles, we are friends. Now you do have some great corners over there.
Oh my God, we're in that division, Damon.
Yeah,
man, Gunny, Bo Martin, man.
Yeah, Bo Martin is a big dude, 6'4", 235. My goodness. Talk about a corner, man. Oh, there's a nice strike to hands there. Picks up 6. But yeah.
And to be honest, it's not being a homer, man. Also, it's tough to run man because the South Division, in my opinion, is arguably the best division as far as running backs is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have Warren Murray, you have Ike McBride, who is impossible to stop. You have Trilliums, and you have Phoenix Jones.
Yeah.
Like, that's just so difficult to handle.
There's Moses on the handoff. Picks up a yard or 2 there before being brought down at the 44 of London. Arizona's going to kick this one off. Back to the Knights. And you're right. And the crazy thing about that division, Ramos, is that all of the running backs in that division are different, You got Phoenix Jones, who's basically a small power back. But then you got Ike McBride, who's a big power back. And then, you have Warren Murray, who's a straight finesse guy. But Jason
Yeah.
Williams, man, this guy, he does just everything right,
Yeah.
I mean, he has power, he has finesse, he has speed, he has agility. I mean, that guy just does everything right. There's no wrongdoing in the run game of Jason Williams.
No, I totally agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, he's a very complete back. McBride is so difficult to stop because she's like 6'2", 240, and it's just one-on-one. It's just almost impossible to stop.
There's Pickler. Man, my goodness. I mean, the receiver just didn't catch that one. Like, did he give up on the play or the entire game? What is going on, Rocco McLovin?
Yeah.
Look at this. I mean, he just straight dropped that.
Yeah, you gotta catch that for sure.
Absolutely.
You have got to catch that.
Despite what what's on the board, you really have to play the entire game out. London still have their starters in the game. Johnny Pickler is still underneath the center. Mike St. Green to the top up there. Robert Moore in the backfield. Not a single run to Moore all game long. This is probably the second time that has happened this season. There's another dump off into the halfback, and he breaks 2 tackles. Picks up 3 yards, 3rd and 7 now. There's a look at Johnny Pickler compared to last week. Look at that basic there at that day there at the office. Not a very good one.
Yeah, no, not at all. And well, we'll see what happens here on 3rd and rather long situation.
Pickler in the shotgun. Oh, that pass is almost intercepted by Tropicana, which could have been his second on the night.
Yeah. What do you think about the Los Angeles-Charleston game tomorrow, Demond? I mean, this is a game of, I think, 2 very good defenses.
Yeah.
I know,
all right. Yeah, I'll give you a take on that one there. Here, Ramos right after this.
Yeah.
Here's the punt here by London. Kick is in the air. And Arizona's not going to fair catch it. Tried to do a spin move there with Punk. You're watching the SFL playoffs presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. We'll be right back right after this commercial break here in Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome back. You're watching the SFL playoffs presented by APM Music here on Next Level Sports. Ramos, you was in questioning before we went to the commercial break about the game tomorrow in reference to Charleston and LA. Man, that game there is going to be probably a defensive battle there, because these two teams have some really nice defense. And Charleston is always at the top of the league when it comes to defense, you know. And this season they even had some offense even going in their favor as well. I think that one is just going to be a battle, man, between two teams trying to steal the ball from the other, and that one there is going to be one to watch. Here's a play action by Jackson. Can't believe she's doing. There's a fumble, but Arizona picks it up.
Big man.
One of the big guys comes away with the recovery.
Let's see. Who was that who picked? It was number 73, who I think got kind of beat up off the line by the defensive player, and just try to get something out of nothing. So good for him. I agree with the LA Charleston game. Demond, Los Angeles, a team that started off very, very good beginning of the season, and they got a few losses down the stretch, and Charleston, I think they look more dynamic on offense than they did before, and for the second time today we have a nose tackle doing an encroachment. Man, you're right on the ball. Come on.
You got to be more disciplined than that. How you right over the ball and you're jumping off sides. You're looking right there at it.
Yeah.
I guess they're so anxious to get pressure on Jackson again.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I was surprised that even Arizona was going for a play action pass in that situation. I thought they would basically try to burn clock here with 4 minutes left on the on the board. But no, Arizona say they want it all. There's a handoff here to the backup. That's not DJ Moses there. That is the backup running back in Allen's setting.
Yeah, I think it's a good job. Just get your starters out of there. Run the ball, take the clock down as much as you can, and punt the ball on 4th down.
Yeah, they're going to punt it right back to London here. London is going to be pinned deep, most likely. It looks like they're going to let this clock run down too, Ramos.
Yeah, as they should.
There is the kick. Oh, my, he mossed it. He couldn't grab a hand on it and basically lost control of the ball and runs right into the end zone.
Yeah. All right, and so for Arizona, for next week, if Vancouver wins tomorrow, Arizona would have to play Atlanta. If St. Louis beats Vancouver, Arizona goes to Mexico City. Either one will be an interesting matchup. Yep.
Absolutely. There's a strike crossing the field. They have been running this play all game long. I probably want to say they ran this play 20 times by itself. And here it is again. They're going no huddle here. 3-2 is the defense. Man coverage all across. Still cover 2 atop. And that's going to probably the biggest play of the day from London. And they're going to get a touchdown here from Seren Storm as he just crosses Hollywood Boulevard. And London is not going to go out here with a donut on the board.
They will not. Arizona puts the backups also on defense. And first time they throw the ball on this backup defense, they go for 7 points. As Gage, number 59, and I'm not sure if that's 80 Gage with another number, another jersey. Nah, just kidding. I think that's like his cousin probably. 80 Gage will have to just tell us in the chat if that's his cousin or maybe his nephew. Just let me play, Uncle. Let me play. Let me make a play.
Eddie Gage basically disguising himself there as another player in jersey number. There's the extra point there by London, and that one is good. And Arizona's going to get the ball right back with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock. 44-7 are the Scorpions up over the Knights.
Yep. And here comes the onside kick, because London is not going to give up on this one. As Gage, look at how number 59 Gage is right there on the hands team. Nice.
He's playing everywhere. London recovers. That ball bobbled around for quite some time before a player found it and decided to jump on it. And it's none other than Speedy Jammer, who comes away with the onside kick there, the backup cornerback for the London Knights.
It's not over yet for the overbetters. We are 51 points out of the 51 and a half. They're hoping for one of those passes for a touchdown.
Johnny Pickler in the shotgun here. Low snap. Pickler out route to St. Green. St. Green comes away with that reception. He's going to pick up 7. They're going to go no huddle here right at midfield. 3 minutes exactly on the clock. St. Green lining up. Here's a 2-step drop here by Pickler. Pickler dumps it off here to Robert Merrill. Merrill tries to spin, but goes nowhere. 3rd and inches here now. London is going no huddle once again. Man coverage across the board. Nobody's open, but Robert Merrill down to the bottom of the field. Tries a juke, moves out and tackled at the 37-yard line. And that's going to stop the clock there, Ramos.
Yeah, yes, exactly. You know, and we've seen some really terrible special teams this game, Demond. You know, you can also credit the coverage on those blocks, but the reality is that we saw a couple of really bad snaps from Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that onside kick, that was bad hands team job by the Scorpions, but also on the London side, you saw that fake field goal at the beginning of the game. That didn't work.
I thought that pass was intercepted, but no. Benji Matson comes away with that touchdown reception from Johnny Pickler here late in the 4th quarter. And London put up 2 quick touchdowns on this backup defense of Arizona. The score is now 44-13.
And I'm sorry, but that Gage cannot cover, man. Especially when you talk about Benji Matson. He tried his best, though.
Number 18 is back for the point after. Number 9.
I love it. You say he tried his best. See if we get another low snap here from the long snapper of Arizona. If we do, from London. I was thinking about Arizona. If we do get another low snap, I was like, he's probably gone. He's getting cut. They're going to bring someone in on Tuesday. McLongfellow, I've heard he has his own Twitter out there now. If you're a fan of the SFL, make sure you go and check out Peter McLongfellow's Twitter account. There's another onside attempt. Arizona gets it this time.
Oh, man. They stole the ball from Gage. Do you see 59? He was about to recover the ball, and the linebacker stole it from him.
APM Music is unraveled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refresh music collection. State-of-the-art technology and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. I just saw a commercial about APM Music.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. I think it was last night when I was watching the Astros game.
Nice.
You're watching the SFL playoffs presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Everybody, welcome back to the Simulation Football League playoffs presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. I'm Damon Simmons, the play-by-play caller, and Ramos Lynn. I have alongside me here in the booth, and this will be a handoff here to the backup halfback. And London's going to call a timeout there. 1 minute and 56 seconds left on the board there. Ramos, tell me, what do you think about this Arizona defense that we saw today, along with the offense that came through and just put up outstanding performance?
It was just a full package. Offensively, they had a great passing scheme primarily. They did run the ball with DJ Moses when needed, and DJ Moses had 3 touchdowns. But it was all set up because of the pass. And the way at the beginning of the game, how they put the Hands brothers on those post routes, I mean, they couldn't stop that. And when you thought London had them on 3rd and long and they were going to get off the field, another post route came in and they would just, burn them. And defensively, I thought the corners did a great job at staying with the receivers, St. Green and Kalia. And the pressure by the defensive line was outstanding as well. At the beginning, Joe Tropicana was having a phenomenal game in pass coverage, and the rest of the team just follow along.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that defensive line for Arizona, as I mentioned earlier, man, those guys, they really don't get any credit that they deserve, because they have been outstanding all season long, especially from the games that I've broadcast and call for Arizona. Just seeing those guys live in action, just basically giving quarterbacks nightmares. It's just been an outstanding season for Arizona. I mean, Arizona also, middle of the season, they went on a 3-game losing skid.
Yeah.
Won a few more games. I want to say they went on like a 3-4 game winning streak. The league started to take them a little notice. They started getting some respect or whatever. The owners started talking about put respect on my name and
sure.
and it was well deserving as well, but then also,
yeah, totally.
Sometimes you really don't know what you're going to get from this Arizona team, because the last 2 games of the season they fell short, but man, they came into the playoffs and they basically put a stamp on and let everybody know that, hey, the playoffs may be going through Baltimore, but Arizona has something to say about it. Here is Pickler going deep.
Yeah, totally. I mean, they did have that loss against San Diego. That was San Diego's first win in franchise history, actually.
Yeah.
And Arizona fell to 2-3 on the season.
Mm-hmm.
Then they won 5 games in a row.
Yeah.
And basically lost the last 2, against the Aztecs and the Fury. But this is a very, very good football team. Again, as you said, number 1 in scoring defense. It's just hard to move the ball against them.
Yeah, I mean, even if backup play starting to play pretty good now.
Yeah, because they have playmakers everywhere.
Yeah.
I've said it before, I've said it again. Parker Thomas is the best slot corner in football. Eddie Gage is right there, top 2, top 3 in the SFL, in my opinion, for safeties. You can put Giovanni Bolt in that category. You can put Jeffrey Dax, in my opinion, in that category. But they are absolutely stacked everywhere.
Yes, they are. There's Pickler with another target to Mike St. Green to the top of the field. He makes the reception. It's going to be 4 yards short of the first down.
Yeah. By the way, 59, her name, because it's a lady, her name is London Gage.
Yes.
So, London Gage playing against London, trying to make some plays. And this drive, she's been pretty good.
Yes, she has. Coming up big.
The entire backup defense has been pretty good here in this drive.
Yeah, and London is going to go for it here. There's a man open. It's St. Green. Got a burn. And that is Everett Garrison trailing, and St. Green's going to cross Hollywood Boulevard to pick up that touchdown there. And we're going to go way over the over and under Ramos here now.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that like 3 minutes ago that was in quite a bit of danger, because the score was 44-0, and the over/under being a 51.5. You were like, man, touchdown, 2-point conversion of something. But ever since, we've seen 3 touchdowns and a field goal, so we are way on the over.
Yeah, man, that was Everett Garrison guarding Mike St. Green, but you got to look at it. Garrison was playing bump and run coverage, and St. Green went on a fade route and just went right around him. So you got to give credit to St. Green there on that play on one of the best cornerbacks in the SFL in Everett Garrison.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, I mean
the
that's
extra
as you
point.
say, that's on Everett Garrison, so that's not easy to do. Just beat him on speed.
Yeah.
Good job by the receiver.
Yeah, Mike St. Green just had a good break off the ball there. And London's going to go for another onside kicker. We still have 1 minute and 25 seconds left here in this game.
Yeah.
There's the onside. Bobbled again. London comes away with the ball again.
Come on.
London is coming to. I've seen some crazy things in my life, but I don't think I've ever seen a crazy enough game to come back from this deficit. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking to put points on the board on this possession as well. That is 2 onside kicks recovered by London out of 3 tries. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And the bad special teams game continues.
Here's Johnny Pickler. And the shotgun low snap. Pickler throws across the middle.
Ooh.
Not sure if that was in target for St. Green or for Robert Merrill there. I don't think St. Green looked back.
I don't think he did either. I think the linebacker got in the way and he couldn't track the ball. I mean, if there's a positive, Johnny Pickler is finally with a quarterback rating over 50. He was, under 20 for a good portion of the game, and finally he's got some touchdowns.
There's Pickler going across the middle. This is to Benji Matson. So Arizona does have the backups in, but Everett Garrison is in playing the backup role on the opposite side, still covering St. Green. That pass there just hit the receiver right in the face mask, and he was unable to come down with that one.
Yeah. The score is Arizona 47, London 21. 1 minute left in the game.
4th and 2 here for the London Knights. Pretty sure they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, they got maybe another slant route here to Benji Matson.
There's a slant. This time it's not going to go to Benji's way. Looks like Seren Storm was on that reception there. They're going to go same formation here, same play. And it's that was to one of the backup wide receivers there. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 at Arizona's 46 with 49 seconds left on the clock. Rocco
That's
McLovin.
McLovin again. Yeah, he dropped a wide open pass earlier on in the game and unable to come up with that one. Maybe I'm listening in disguise, to be honest with you, Demon, because that was going to keep the clock moving. That doesn't help the Knights much.
54 times today.
Yeah.
This was Major League Baseball. They'll probably be walking out to the mound to pull him out right about now. It's enough pitches thrown for the day, buddy. But this is a football game. Here is Pickler going through the progression. Big arm. That ball is going to be short. Deflected away. Is that Iverson Gamble? Yes, it is.
IG. They call him Instagram because that's IG. Iverson Gamble. Cool nickname.
It sure is. There's London still in the 4 wide receiver set. 3-2 is the dime defense. Pickler, nice loft pass across the middle of the field. That pass is going to be complete. And that is to Vin Callia with that reception. Pickler's going to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Nice quick snap. Pickler progression. Got his man right down the middle of the field. That pass is going to be complete down to the 5-yard line. For London's going to call a timeout with 25 seconds left on the clock. 1st and goal at the 5.
That's a great catch by Robert Merrill. I mean, Merrill was a wide receiver back in the day for the Florida Storm.
Yeah.
He used to play in the slot, so he's used to running down the seam in that inside portion of the field. A good catch by him. You know, we were talking Damon, beginning of the game, just in the first quarter, man. I told you, over/under for Robert Merrill carries, rushes in this game. I said 1.5, and guess what? The under has 1, man. 0 rushes for Robert Merrill.
Wow. And they're in goal line situation, and they're still not going to try to run the ball. He's going to go past the situation. A lot of wide receivers on the field. Pickler with a strike. That is a touchdown. They're going to call a penalty on the play as well.
Probably a holding?
Yeah.
Maybe a holding on the offense?
On defense or is on the offense here. Illegal man downfield.
Wow.
Did they really just call that?
I think Kalia stepped out of bounds and came back to catch the ball.
That could be it.
Because they're calling illegal touching pass on Kalia. So that happens when you step out of bounds, you come back to the field, and you're the first man to touch the ball.
Yeah, and in order for you to be able to catch the ball, you have to be pushed out of bounds or forced out of bounds by the defender, and then you're able to come back in bounds and make that catch. That was that ball was zipped out of Johnny Pickler's hand.
It was.
And there's Mike St. Green. St. Green gets hit right upside the head, right there at the 2-yard line by Everett Garrison.
They're going to call it in bounds? That's crazy.
I thought it was out myself. Pickler out route. That pass is touchdown this time, and it's to Seren Storm. And London puts up 28 points here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Mr. Eddie Gage has to be pleased that this is in the playoffs and not in the regular season, because he will be screaming on how this is killing his defensive points per game average.
Yeah, absolutely. After only giving up 19 points per game, then allow this to happen. Yeah, that would have been pretty crazy in the regular season. But in the playoffs, I mean, you expect things like this to happen because you're going up against the best of the best in your league, and that extra point attempt is good. If you're London, there's 5 seconds on the clock. Do you go for another onside kick? Who say you can't get it 3 out of 4?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, that's basically the thing that has worked in this game for London.
Yeah, they're going to bring the hands teams out once more. The kick. And it's like, we ain't letting this joker bobble around this time.
Not that time.
Roscoe Justice basically went after the ball and grabbed that one.
Yeah. Coach Gage. I think that was more of a Coach Gage call than the special teams coach. It's like, Roscoe, just get on the field, just attack the ball. Let's not mess around.
Well, here's the backup quarterback. James Trubisky here for Arizona is going to take the kneel down, and that's going to be the ball game, everyone. That does it. Arizona Scorpions come out here with the victory over the London Knights, 47-28 in Phoenix, Arizona. Here's a look at the game stats. A negative rushing yards for London, and that's not from the halfback. That's from the quarterback being sacked so many times in this game.
Correct, and good season for London, all in all, getting into the playoffs. Congratulations on a good campaign. I'm nobody to say what a team should or shouldn't do, but I think London, for them to take that next step forward, I think they have to establish a run game and be more of a complete team, Damon. Because in the regular season, it's one thing to do it in the regular season. It's another thing to just pull it off in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And when you have a talented back like Robert Merrill, when you have those offensive linemen, just try to be a little bit more balanced, try to have a full offense, because when the Arizona backup running back has more carries than Robert Merrill, that's a problem.
Yeah, you're right. You have to run the ball in the playoffs, man. This is the nitty-gritty time here, and it was, to be honest with you, it's sad to see a player not get used in that position. For what it's for, and like you just stated, we're not. Who are we to say what a team or a coordinator should say or do for their team? They feel that that's the best way for that team to win. Then
sure,
be it. That's for them. You got to run the ball in these playoffs, man. You got to try to control the clock with the run, because with the pass, you stop the clock. Most likely not in your favor, in the opposing team's favor.
Right.
So you want to eat up the clock as much as you can. To me, the things I like to win is time of possession. I like to win third down.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel that.
And even the turnover battle, because when you're running the football, you know, obviously you can fumble, but the likelihood of fumbling the ball in a run, you know, as opposed to having a ball intercepted in the pass is just,
yeah,
it's just a huge difference.
It is a huge difference. As we saw this game, Johnny Pickler threw 6 picks, and 3 of them came on back-to-back possessions. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're running the ball there, who's to say that doesn't happen? Here's the player of the game, and it's Ashley Jackson. 42 completions of 53 attempts, 412 yards, 3 touchdowns with a QBR of 110.1. Everybody, I'm Damon Simeon, Ramos Lynn, alongside me here in the booth. We're gonna send this off to the headquarters, to the studios. We'll be back with the post-game update with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green after the break.
Thank you.
Welcome to Sim Football Postgame along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine, and after London gave it a valiant effort in the fourth quarter, Arizona able to finally put them away 47-28, Mike, and we just didn't really see a whole lot different in that second half. London didn't have any answers, and Arizona's moving on.
Oh, yeah, Cam. First and foremost, congratulations to the Arizona Scorpions. Great performance for them today. The defense played big, but definitely don't want to go without, saying how effective and efficient that offense was today. Ashley Jackson had a huge game today, over 400 yards passing, 3 touchdown passes, several passes to James Hansen, Will Todd, and TJ Punt. We saw that entire offensive weapons, get involved today. Kept the sticks moving, keeping their team in plus position, and they took advantage of everything that the defense gave them. And then basically the only flaws they had offensively was a couple of block kicks on extra points and a field goal try. But yeah, other than that, it was a flawless performance all the way around from Arizona. You
think if I said that the main takeaway I got out of this game was that Arizona's special teams was horrible, that Eddie would be upset because everything else for Arizona was on point today. DJ Moses didn't get a ton of touches, but showed great balance, great patience, and looked terrific down the stretch. So here's where the playoffs stand right now. Of course, Vegas beat Queen City earlier today, 34-20. Arizona gets the victory. They are moving on as the 7 seed. They win 47-28. Tomorrow, a couple of games starting at 3:30 Eastern on For the Fans, 2:30 Eastern rather, with pregame. But it should be fun. We still don't know any of the playoff matchups. 7 and 11 have advanced, and we'll see what happens with 5 and 12 and 8 and 9 tomorrow.
Yeah, Cameron, anytime you see an 8-9 matchup, that means those teams are closely matched, and I expect a closely matched football game to play out tomorrow with Los Angeles and Charleston. It's going to be rough and tumble, down and dirty. These teams are going to want to play tough defense. Both of the secondaries are great. They both have extremely great running games, but I don't know what's going to be the difference in this game, but I'm looking forward to it. Charleston hosting their first home playoff game, and I think in franchise history, I'm really looking forward to that first game tomorrow.
Should be fun. Arizona, Las Vegas, the West has won today as those two teams advance. We'll see you tomorrow on For the Fans and on the SFL family of networks for wildcard action continuing for all of us at the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. He's Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine, and we'll see you tomorrow and next week, next Saturday on Next Level Sports for quarterfinal action. Take care.